Hi? Yes, hi. Welcome to tonight's scrim. Very well prepared, as always, quality with Arena 51. Tonight's scrim is between Too Easy Skyfall and our very own and beloved Couch Potatoes, as can be seen on screen here. I am Frosty. I'm joined by Nerdfighter. You will be seeing our cams after this first game. You'll be able to see our beautiful faces. But as of right now, we are starting pretty much immediately with Lijiang Tower, starting over with Gardens. This is Gardens, right? This is Gardens.
Yes. This is Gardens. It'll be interesting to see what we have coming out of the gates here. We've been seeing a lot of Hog. Doom got some interesting buffs, but then also some nerfs. So I'll be curious to see what teams start out on here. Looks like we're getting a little Hog and a little Monkey.
A little Hog versus Monkey, and outright you'd think that the Hog would have a pretty big advantage over Winston's natural enemy being kind of Farah, being shotgun. And coming out the gate there, a bit of firing action from Hayden Nolna on the fire. Fortunately, the Couch Potatoes played quite conservatively there, with a Junkrat not doing so well, and there goes Crumble, immediately taken out there by Hayden Nolna. The Junkrat of Embot Kevin, as I was going to say, should be struggling here, really did, and there goes Crumble, the first matchup, not really going the way of Too Easy. Geo reset of Couch Potatoes, should I say, not really a good quick first fight there, pretty Too Easy.
Yeah, the composition of Too Easy is not meant for Winston. Yeah, we see Crom swapping over here to the Orisa. Winston just had no one to jump on there, had nowhere to get it in, and we also see aimbot Calvin. Ooh, we got full-on swaps now. Gio's over that Mercy, Calvin's on that Echo, and we got Crumble on Kiri.
Crumble on the Kiri, Gio on the Mercy, that's just a full swap. I think only Tempo kept the character, as you can be seen with the Cynical Cake going for a cheeky hook there just off screen. And yeah, looking for the fire Mercy, and we'll see here basically the battle, the aerial duel, just trying to see who can get there. Gio's in a big spot of bother there, but manages to save himself with that Guardian Angel. If we hop over to the point here, we will see a bit of back and forth between the Hog and the Orisa, both characters not knowing to die very easily. And yeah, we'll just see, there comes Aimbot Kevin trying to get in, Firefly getting an absolutely amazing headshot there. And that's really the fight cleaned up there as Croft does get taken down and a hook Tempo down.
Sometimes you are playing that battle cattle, you're the last man standing, and all you can do is throw a spear while you watch your team die around you. It does look like that Pharah is paying big dividends here, being just very elusive, very hard to hit, and also giving Nature that key escape in the sky.
That is true. Yeah, Nature, the key escape there, and I mean, Geo does have it, but obviously aimbot Kevin is a lot, does fall only with that one ability to get up. Very short cooldown. So we will see Croms coming on here once again to contest this point. Devin Cynical Cake and don't seem to be having a good time. There we'll see our first ultimate for the game actually is Firefly lets it loose, and not Firefly should I say, yeah, lets it loose and immediately dies. GBD gets the response on Tempo, but Croms then that looks like a good fight when they're for Couch Potatoes as we'll see the battle cattle coming through here.
Crom's not only got a pick with the Orisa ultimate, which is a fairly difficult thing to do, he got the Pharah with it.
I didn't even pick that up, I'm gonna be honest with you, that is amazing.
That was not the plan, but it works. It works, we take those.
we 100% take those. Yeah.
So
coming into this,
Calvin decides to copy here. You know, the Hog's obviously good off, Sojourn, great copy.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, there goes Cromps throwing a Cynical Cake off the side of the map with that spear. That should be pretty much a reset, I'd imagine, for Too Easy. That we will see Hayden Nolna playing a little bit on the side here without their Mercy, so quite risky. And yeah, it looks like Too Easy have decided to give a lot of respect over to the aimbot Kevin's Echo here, switching over to that Sojourn, I think, from it.
Yes, they were on that Tracer, not being able to put a lot of pressure upwards at all. And that is a lot of work. Now we have that Soldier all coming out, but it's quickly cancelled.
Quickly cancelled Sojourn out, yeah, for sure. And as we'll see, yeah, the Hospitals, they seem to have a very good hold on this point here. Once they've got control, they seem to be holding it super well. I suppose that is the benefit of that battle cattle. It just doesn't seem to die. You know, not so great for holding for gaining the point, but once it is there, it's amazing. Speaking of that battle cattle, we will see it coming up on another fire killer.
Yes, that would be weird compositions here, just that Sojourn and Sojourn different sides here. That Sojourn can give a lot more burst potential, but that's a lot longer.
We just killed this. And there's another kill by Crom. But Kevin decided to copy the Orisa, so thank you, Cynical Cake, for switching over to that. As the most person mentioned, they're having to deal with an Orisa on both sides and just not having a good time there. As the Couch Potatoes brought that back from a 90% all the way up. Fantastic turnaround there from them.
Yeah, big shout out to Kroms. He looks so comfortable in that Orisa. Everything from that environmental kill to actually 2 kills with the Orisa ultimate there. One on the far, like I mentioned earlier, and then one at the very end there to secure the point.
I'm eager to see
that
what
Orisa pick
problems
is
we
looking a
encounter
lot
on
better
this
here.
mission.
I think we might be in a bit of a horse meta here.
We might. I mean, maybe. We'll obviously have to see what the teams are going to run here. It looks like Too Easy. This is their kind of tried and true comp. This almost what disruption comp esque style from what one you see with the Pharah, the Tracer. Only really changing out the Hog, the Wrecking Ball. Not really being that strong right now in Overwatch 2, but I mean, maybe worth it. And yeah, as you said, Crom's happy with the Orisa. If that's your comfort pick, that's your comfort pick. You stick with it.
Yeah, no, it looks really good. A big draw that of the actual Hog was how long the Hog split, right? The Hog with the Zuzu and everything like that. There's nothing to kill him now. But now with that Orisa getting all of her buffs, her Fortify being up more often and everything, yeah, she looks to be very viable here.
100%, and also able to cancel out those Hog's ability provided that Suzu is on cooldown. Try and heal, there's a spear to the face. You want to hook someone? How about no? It is a great matchup here. We will see Hayden Olna obviously getting some early damage in here, and Tempo does seem to have picked up that they were going to run the Pharah, switching over immediately to that Sojourn. And we will see here, there goes Cynical Cake throwing in a hook, not really getting anything, unfortunately. And I say that, and Tempo dies to a long-range right-click, I assume? Raised up immediately, so great work there by Geo to keep alive there. Cynical Cake getting his hook blocked there by Kroms, and we'll see a little bit of side fire here from Hayden Olna, and GVED is in the backline there. I said that gets destroyed by Aimbot Kevin. We'll see a really interesting fight here with Hayden Olna coming onto the point there, hunting down the backline of Crumble, and managing to get their big swing around here by Hayden Olna.
Yeah, the Pharah Tracer is an old Overwatch 1 combo where the Pharah is able to pound the team from the sky and the Tracer is able to sit there and follow up on any of that poke damage. Yeah. So, it's a nasty little combo that plays a little bit slower and is dependent on that Pharah finding big value, which, he was able to find there.
Yeah, for sure. I was going to draw your attention to a stat quickly. If you look at the damage numbers of the 2 top damage dealers on both teams, Kroms is almost got double Hayden Olna's damage, and Hayden Olna's been on fire the entire game.
Yeah, it is tricky. That Pharah does play a lot slower, and it's tougher to play around for sure. But this Echo with that focusing beam damage is doing a lot of work here. Yeah,
there comes the Kiriko ult from Firefly as mixed in with Cynical Cake's whole Hog. That is a lot of damage, and a Hog moving very quickly in your direction. That is a scary, scary sight there. That'll be the fight cleaned up very quickly with a good use of ultimates.
The damage boost into the Kiriko ult is a nasty combo. I do not want to be on the receiving end of that. But now it looks like they are a little low on Too Easy is a little low on ults after that fight. They're looking just at that Mercy ult and the Tracer Pulse, and that Tracer Pulse might as well be an ability at this point.
Yeah, especially with the motto, but alt charger takes. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. You said it, but they do almost have this Pharah ult as well, and the GVD managing to follow up there on a hook from Cynical Cake. There comes the Hog copy and immediately destroyed. Obviously with that half health that Echo was given in Overwatch 2 to balance it out there. And Nature getting the Mercy diff onto Geo. You love to see it there, Geo, in the chat typing rude. And is that a kill?
Oh, no. Yeah, it wasn't a Orisa ult that came out though. It didn't find too much. That is much more of what I expect from that ultimate.
Yeah.
And it does look like, I don't know if Hayden's gonna have a chance here to even use the Pharah ult. And there it is.
Yeah, you just want to secure the round, I guess. No touch for you, Couch Potatoes. And, I say that. Aimbot Kevin manages to get the touch there. How long will they survive? We'll see Crom switching over to the Wrecking Ball, so a big stall comp coming through here. Aimbot Kevin has about 1 health and gets meleeed by a Pharah. This is, once again, not something you see very often. Hayden Nolna this entire round has just been cleaning up this entire team and doing this a lot of the same work here. I mean, no one's really able to focus the Pharah when you're all focused on getting to point. Firefly there taking out Tempo and getting raised up. Crumble moves once again taken out, and there comes another whole hog, this time into the Kiriko ult, but yeah. Once again, very scary thought when you have to stay around. This fight is going on a lot longer than I expected, opposed with the stall potential of those characters.
It is. We're seeing Crumbs and Geo do a great job there, tagging in and out of the point there. Geo using the Mercy ultimate there, while Crumbs had to run and find a health pack and going back and forth. It was a good stall attempt, but the problem is with the stall, you're always fighting a 1v5. And it's 1v5s are not winnable. I don't even want to call it an uphill battle. It's just a stall. But now we're going here to the control center. We got an indoor map here. I'm curious to see if we do see a Pharah. I think it's much more likely we're going to see a Junkrat here.
I think you're more likely to see a Junkrat here than a Pharah. We will see Hayden on the hovering over the Junkrat. I'm assuming by the looks of this comp, this is exactly what they're going to run. That looks like a very reasonable comp to me, on both sides, for that matter. So I think this is what we're going for. We'll see the Zarya against the Reinhardt.
I am a little worried for Cynical Cake here on the Zarya into the Baptiste and the Bastion. The Bastion can just blow through those two bubbles. Oh yeah, and the Junkrat of just they can blow through those two bubbles so quickly. So we'll see what value he can find here out of that Zarya. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, one thing is that if they blow through those two bubbles and he survives, that's a lot of damage coming through from that Zarya. But I mean, there's both bubbles used already, and they have to back up now, and they've got no space to work with. We'll see Proms here just taking a lot of space with that run, able to put up that shield, get healing immediately. It does get chunked down quite a lot. Cynical Cake is very high charge now from what I was saying. They're managing to survive the onslaught of those of that damage. It looks like Couch Potatoes are pretty happy here to just exist on the point. And yeah, they managed to take it first, and it looks like they're just happy to exist around this corner, force Too Easy to walk into them.
Couch Potatoes are going to have to respect the Zarya's damage coming out here, but also Too Easy is going to have to respect the damage from the rest of Couch Potatoes as well. That being said, and Geo's down early.
Yeah, Geo's down early, closely followed by Crumbs. It looks like Too Easy played the patient game and it worked out for them. Maybe Couch Potatoes just going a little too aggro there and getting caught out of position. We will see them backing all the way up to spawn now as Cynical Cake walks up with 100 charge. That's not something you want to get in front of.
No, it is not. It is kind of interesting to see here how GVD is going to have to play around his rails and Tempo's going to have to play around his turret form. Both forms of pretty big burst damage, but on slightly different cooldowns.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, definitely different cooldowns. And here we'll see the first set of ultimates. That's a very interesting window there by Crumble. I'm not sure I would have imagined that was to happen there. But this tire can still get a lot of value from Aimbot Kevin, and looks like it's not really getting. There was a distraction as Crumbs lays it down. Cynical Cake goes down immediately. They were all baits. Everything was a bait.
Oh, one of the best things about tire is that it can actually buy time. That just the actual psychological terror that sound causes in players is sometimes the most value you get from that ultimate. It is only 100 HP. A lot of players are good enough to just two-tap it and take it out fairly quickly. So being able to kind of set up his Ryan there for a big shatter using that tire was very key there.
Yeah, 100%. I fully agree with you there with the psychological warfare, as you say. They made it last so long. Let's see if Cynical Cake is not doing the same thing. Sorry, should I say Hidden Nolna just managed to get only the turret in the implementality field. I think Crumble is close to follow as Firefly manages to get a shot onto them. And it looks like a much more efficient use of ultimates there from Too Easy, as they'll be able to wipe up this fight very, very quickly with only the use. Actually, that's a lie. They did use 3 ultimates there. I thought they used a lot less.
Yeah, it's actually, I didn't realize that both DPS for Couch Potatoes, if they're going to use their ultimates, have to hide away from the team to use their ultimates there. So we saw Tempo have to go, Tempo had to go for a self-defense ultimate where he's just spraying himself essentially. Not being able to find a lot from the Bastion ultimate here, but now Cynical Cake sitting here with his grab for the next fight, looking to hold this point.
Yeah, this is a much better ult from Crumble. Aimbot Kevin fires through it and gets insane value. I think that was 1 shot and 1 concussive. Managed to get 3 kills between them, and that'll be a great point capture there for Couch Potatoes. Very quick, as with the previous one. Aimbot Kevin extending a little too far and paying the price for it, which means they will not have a large source of damage for here. They might have to give Too Easy a bit of respect here.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to have to back up play the point and hope to take that fight at around 90% here. But also, you know, Junk gets back fast. He's getting speed boosted back by Geo right now. But now GVD with that railgun doing work.
Yeah, GBD, yeah, doing work as I start speaking. There goes all the work. Manages to get use the last little bit of charge gain from that railgun there to finish with Crumbs. That's a 4K for the Sojourn. Aimbot Kevin does manage to find their opposite member, but a little too late.
It does look like it's the Sojourn is paying dividends here. The Bastion's kind of fun. It's a great combo with the Baptiste and everything, but that Sojourn and the Sojourn ult specifically is getting so much more value here.
Yeah, we'll see. Here comes the tire from Aimbot Kevin, looking to kill 4 of them. Where was Crumble's immortality? Because it killed them with the immortality. They just weren't inside there. That'll be a flip over. They will get another fight here, but that was insane from Hidden Ulna.
It is tricky sometimes if the tire technically kills the lamp first and the explosion travels outwards, it'll get people afterwards. There's something. Oh, it does look like Couch Potatoes gets Tempo is able to get a touch here, trigger that overtime.
Yeah, trigger that overtime, and this should be actually a good fight for Couch Potatoes. They're only the grab, I was going to say, there it comes. And a lot of ults looking for them here, so if Geo can survive this, and Crumbs dies as he gets Shatter, if Geo can survive this, he got the beat, and right now manages to get the cost off, and that'll give Aimbot Kevin a lot more health to work with. Will they manage to make use of it? It doesn't look like it. It looks like Geo is just going to be stalling in the middle of the point here. Hayden Nolna goes super low. Aimbot Kevin does manage to get the kill on them. Crumble will need to survive this, and it looks like Couch Potatoes are just not going to be able to touch the point there, but a fantastic third round there, and a fantastic first map, for that matter.
Yeah, no, it was absolute banger there. It's very interesting. The lamp placements on that last map were a little tricky. Like, I think on that last grab, it was a little panicky. Like, normally you'll see a lot of Baptiste try to throw it around a corner or LOS the lamp itself in some capacity, but yeah, the lamps were dying so fast. Great job from Too Easy there, really focusing down those lamps to ensure that Zarya is able to actually have value.
Yeah, for sure. And I think, as you said, I'm not sure if Lamp hasn't got I think they did got a cost time nerf. So it is also possible that Crumble tried to throw it out last second to try and like just catch Hayden Nolna off guard, but you know it wasn't able to get that, and maybe it just exploded while it was still activating. We don't really know unless we check the VODs, but possible.
I love the Baptiste there though. The Baptiste pick, I think the Baptiste is honestly on par with Kiriko if when people are comfortable on it. That immortality field isn't quite a Zuzu, but if your team's ready and aware, and especially if you're not playing in something like an Ana, the Bap can be a great pick, outputting a good amount of damage as well.
Mm-hmm. For sure, for sure. There you go. I was gonna say your camera hasn't quite caught up yet, but here it is. You were just a nice white screen. It does look like we will be heading pretty quickly into our next map, which is Dorado. I'm expecting to see a lot more of the Farah from Hayden Nolna. Obviously, we'll have to see what pans out here. But if we're looking at anything from that first map, we'll see a very good matchup in the sky so far between Hayden Nolna and Aimbot Kevin on the far sides of the screen. And yeah, some really good work from both tanks. As of right now, I'd say Crumbs for me is kind of taking the tank battle, but obviously, like, you know, it's subject to change. See how things work out with the team, and obviously with the players as they go on the certain maps and their different picks.
Well, yeah, also here in Overwatch 2 compared to Overwatch 1, that tank battle isn't as determinative of the fight. You know, in Overwatch 1, if your two tanks were dominant, you rolled that whole map. But now
That's true.
your tank almost feels like a big DPS now, where it's like it's
100%.
important that they do well, but it's not everything now.
Yeah.
We're able to see DPS clutch out some fights in like a 3v5 or something like that. Like we've seen big ultimates,
sure.
especially from Farahs or Junkrat tires, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Just have to flip over to the game here, and then we'll see. It looks like the teams are very much looking to go in here, and we'll see an immediate matchup of Winston's. Winston Kiriko's and Traces are the three things that are common here. We will be losing out on a bit of speed from one side in what's I'm looking for replacement for some long range healing from Ana on Crumble's side.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's interesting. There's no flying characters. I was expecting to see maybe a Far or even an Echo. Like the Echo can dominate this high ground so well, but you know, maybe GVD's just his Ashe is that good. He's scaring them off of the flying characters.
And that's fair enough. If your Ashe is that good, their Ashe is that good, and we will see here. There's a coach gun there which does put a bit of space between them and Chroms. It looks like that we're hunting them down, but Chroms deciding to move over. And another Junkrat pick. I mean, yeah, there's what I expected to happen to a Junkrat on this map. But Geo does manage to take care of Hayden on this. So 1 DPS for 1 DPS. And there goes Chroms. So cynical cake down, that means the Too Easy are going to have to back up here.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting here. I'm looking here at the Winston bubbles and what they're using them for and how they're going to control the line of sight, especially how Crumble can be easily LOS'd by a Winston bubble here. And if they can start denying the heals, this map can be over very quickly.
That is true, and that would be a very good use from Cynical Cake. Looks like just from the ult charge here that Chroms has done a little bit more of the aggressing in this fight, and there's Geo once again taking out Hayden Nolda. Hayden Nolda has not had a good time looking into this Kiriko of Geo here, and with that space made by the Tracer means that the backline doesn't really have to look behind them anymore. Aimbot Kevin, despite what I've said about Junkrat earlier, is doing quite a bit of work there as they get their head taken off here, and we will see Chroms going all the way into spawn, making sure Too Easy go way back.
Yeah, and it looks like Tempo's going to clean up here. It's a little interesting here. The Ana's able to do a lot more than I was expecting, especially into the Kiriko.
Yeah, I mean, you'd think that they would struggle here, as we will see Chroms going very dealt that they were going to have to push pop their primal there just to survive, but no, Geo has got their back. Geo managing to take out Hayden Nolna, while very micro, is incredibly important for how those fights go there, as we'll see juggling coming through here, and there goes the Kiriko of Firefly. Chroms here doing an absolute menace, just pushing everyone around in this small room. This is just bullying right now, throwing them in the closet and just beating them around there. And yeah, no one else can really do anything. That cart is just making steady progress, and no less having 2 people on it.
Yeah, now the team's gone back on it. They got a few people back on it. It is interesting. Hayden was the projectile player. Now seeing him swap over to the Tracer so GVDD can take on that hit scan role. Seems to be not the ideal composition for this team.
There you go. Hayden Nolna getting the value that the Tracer is there for, taking care of that Ana, and it looks like Too Easy are going to clean this up there. We will see the Geo using that Kiriko ult, and not really going to really get anything out of it. Crom's just trying to see if they can manage to get some ult charge, maybe a kill, but no, cleaned up by Firefly, and Tempo is going to have to make their escape now, but yeah, gets taken out there by, I'm going to say GVed, just makes my life a little easier.
Yeah. Also, that was I had a plan there. My plan was to reverse caster curse Hayden there. So they would win that fight. Yeah, no, it was some five head stuff right there.
Yeah, I mean, you just said Hayden and he died.
I'm sorry, Hayden.
Yeah, you're bad.
I'll stop talking about him. I'll stop talking about him.
Yeah, we're just never going to talk about Hayden. Yeah, there's that Ty getting taken out. As you mentioned earlier, there not a lot of health, and players at the skill level will be able to take it out. We will see that Kitsune rush coming out there from Too Easy, and looks like it's putting a lot of work in there, as we will see the damage coming through. A lot of assists there for the Kiriko, and yeah, just the final deaths there from Tempo and Aimbot Kevin to reset the fight.
Yeah,
almost at point though.
There. Yeah, but Shadow Firefly cleansing the pulse bomb off of his tank there, ensuring that they hold that point. Massive cleanse. That was awesome.
I didn't even see that. That's a great play.
It was in the Kiriko ult. There was a lot happening.
Yeah. Fair enough. I mean, there's one thing we can say about Overwatch. Visual clutter is definitely one.
Oh, yes. And on top of that, there's so many abilities going off at all times here, and even that being said, Chroms goes down early.
Tell you what, I think just looking now, see, I'm gonna say his name. Hayden's doing some work here. Every time we don't speak about them, right, Hayden gets work done. Whenever we do speak about them, they die immediately. So we've obviously decided who we want to win a fight. We'll just say Hayden or not, and then we'll continue with that. We will see Nature taking out Aimbot Kevin here with a boop, which is a very interesting kill. We've had a lot of interesting kills so far in this scrum.
That was huge from Nature. Nature was peeling for Cynical Cake there. So he was antied, and in the front line, he came up, was able to speed his tank out and boop away the enemy. I don't think he was looking for the kill there, but the enemy was low enough. He found it.
Yeah, and a nice rotation here from Couch Potatoes, looking to isolate Cynical Cake, and they managed to do that. Nature was not there that time to bail them out. Maybe a little bit too deep there. We will see Hayden having to retreat here on so little health. managed to get the recall or maybe a bit of healing, but GVID also suffering from a lot of that focus fire there. We will see a lot of space being taken up here by Croms, who does have that Primal Rage, pops it, and Tempo gets the onto Hayden. There's the Primal Rage, I say, of Croms. They're just pushing people around. GVID, the next target there, maybe making the wrong decision to try and escape instead of going for that health pack, but I think that probably would have just delayed the inevitable. And while that was happening, a point cap there, so great work by Croms to make space there.
Yeah, we're seeing Couch Potatoes here reap the rewards of actually getting the card around that corner on second. Once you're up almost against second there, you can do that big wraparound like they did and come and fight almost on point B. But if you're not able to make it around that second corner, it's a very long second point. That being said, Cake's in here and Winston Bubble's already down.
Winston Bubble's already down, and there's the Primal Rage there. GVID making use of the space they're made by them, and has this ultimate, but chooses not to use it so far. Decides that Cynical K can take the credit there, and very good discipline there by GVID. Saving their team an ultimate for next fight means that they'll have to put the team will have to put a lot of thought into where that Sojourn will be, as that'll be a lot of damage coming in from them.
Yeah, I think this fight's going to be a bit of a fireworks fest. We got almost 9 ults on the board coming in here. This is going to be a slugfest. I'm not sure what's about to happen, but it's gonna happen.
Yeah, we're gonna be. There goes the first one there. There's from Hayden Olner, not managing to find anything there, unfortunately. There goes the nano there onto Croms. I mean, a great portion there. Responded by nature with that beat. As Cynical Cake was slept there, but immediately woken up by the team of Couch Potatoes, managing to get the kill there. And there's that Sojourn ult from GVID. As I see, there's a lot of respect being paid by the different teams. Croms jumping on there just to push keep saying Kiriko, the Sojourn off. And that's pretty much not a wasted ult, with a lot of space gained, but a very well disciplined there from Couch Potatoes, just forcing them to back up there, and Tempo reaps the reward.
Yeah, GVID was really trying to turn the fight there with the ultimate, but it just wasn't able to find it. Again, great peel coming out from Nature. He's always booping back the monkey, protecting his team and keeping him in this fight.
Yeah, Firefly having to use that Kitsune very early there. So not Kitsune, the Suzu very early there. As we will see the Echo jumping into the backline here. A lot of health there as Aimbot Kevin jumps in with the Winston ult. Should be closely followed by Croms when they get back to the fight there. And it looks like this will be a fight win for Too Easy. And the next fight coming in here, only ults actually for Couch Potatoes. So they do have the advantage, but they are running against the clock.
Yes, it's going to be last fight here. They got 15 seconds. Tempo should be able to get a touch here. Tempo's actually uses Pulse early, not able to find much.
Yeah, and here we will see that Primal Rage of Croms, usually getting a lot of value here. Trying to focus onto Firefly, not able to heal up their Cynical Cake, unfortunately. That's really the space once again created by Croms, just doing such good work on this monkey. And with all that space created, everyone had to back up into that corridor, and there's the cap.
Yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles. I mean, honestly, that was such a good first push for Couch Potatoes, and it was that first push getting them all the way to second. That's what gave them the time bank to be able to complete third. Third, sometimes you're just slamming your head against a brick wall 2 or 3, 4 times until the ults just line up in the right way. And you can only do that if you give yourself the time bank. So it was a great job of Couch Potatoes being able to create some momentum and then capitalize on it down the road. Yeah,
for sure. I mean, Dorado has one of 3 modes. It's like full health, capped with like 6 minutes in the time bank, or capped with 0 seconds. And it is very much kind of down to, as you said, like how much time you give yourself after first, second. Because that third point, you're gonna lose at least 2 fights, unless you just have the world's biggest steamroll coming through with ultimates. And that's very different to what happened here.
It'll be interesting to see if we see any changes here. I'd be curious. I don't know if Too Easy is going to be expecting this Junkrat. They probably should be at this point. Kevin's been running this a lot whenever he can, so it'll be interesting to see how they adapt to not quite the mirror, but yeah.
Yeah, I as you said earlier, the projectile of Hayden Olner obviously changed up to the Tracer. I'd imagine they'd probably want to look at going back to that Farah if they do see this. Kevin has now changed to an Echo. My point is null and moot. Thank you, Kevin. But one thing I am actually interested in is the Ana of Crumble. Obviously working out very well for them in that first round, especially on the first and second points. It should be quite interesting here on the defense, as they will have to be in a very set position, and it'll be interesting to see how Too Easy try and make his life difficult, slash, make it so that he has to be in a really difficult position to heal his team.
That is one thing about running the Ana here. It is a perfect dive target for that Winston, whereas on the Too Easy side, there isn't really a great dive target. Everyone has great escape mechanisms, but that Ana is kind of a sitting duck after she uses her sleep dart.
Yeah, as for sitting ducks, Cynical Cake is about 2 health right now after getting a full volley of stickies there from Aimbot Kevin, forcing him to back up, and Kroms is just able to live rent-free inside the team of Too Easy. We'll see a response now from Cynical Cake, but yeah, Kroms just backs up, goes back there on it for healing, with obviously the excessive amount of healing that he does have at his back, and we'll see a bit of just blow for blow here.
Yeah, blow for blow, that Echo's trying to do some work. Those stickies are going to be a massive nuisance for Cake there, and that beam is going to be a massive threat as well. But that being said, Gvid also takes down Tempo here with the rail.
Yeah, Gvid taking down Tempo is absolutely massive for Too Easy, as Tempo was putting a lot of annoyance into their backline. And look at the space that's created here. Crumble is forced into the front line almost, and that should be their death. That is there you go. But Aimbot Kevin does trade it out for Gvid. They are still at an advantage of Too Easy, and it looks like the supports here are a bit separated from the team. We'll see. Aimbot Kevin was isolated there completely. Nature once again doing amazing work to peel for their other support. Keeping Firefly alive there, and this looks like a first point cap there, but as I said, the Geo does release the Kitsune on their death.
Yeah, but Nature's doing work here. Making that Lucio's really paying off. It is curious that Couch Potatoes aren't running a traditional main support here, right? They're running a double flex. Yeah. But one of the big advantages of running one of those traditional main supports of Lucio, Brig, or Mercy is the peel. Nature is able to protect his team, being able to speed him out of that Kitsune rush, and really give him the mobility to steamroll there and actually cap out first.
I mean, yeah, I'm not sure if they sped out their team or just sped themselves in and just got like all the damage ever, but yeah, we saw maybe they just got the final kill, the final blows, should I say. Speaking of final blows, Cynical Cake looking for a couple there. We'll see Aimbot Kevin getting the kill onto Gvid, who gets caught in the trap, and Kroms actually managing to get a lot more work done out of this monkey ult than Cynical Cake. Once again, putting a lot of work there. Nature is in a big spot of bother here, and Tempo working in perfect synergy there with Kroms to finish up that kill.
Kroms got booped off the high ground, and then he ulted and said, "No, you're booped off the high ground." And is absolutely able to do a lot there. His primals have been on point all night.
It's over, Cynical. I have the high ground.
Yep, and now for Couch Potatoes to hold on here just after first. They're gonna have a Nano, a Pulse, and a Junk Tire, so be able to engage in a little bit of psychological warfare, and maybe looking for a big stick onto the tank here.
Yeah, there's this initial ult there, and a bit of space being created here. This is a hell of a ride to watch from Aimbot Kevin. We'll see them all the way to the backline here, just terrorizing the Sojourn. As you said, they're buying a lot of space and time for them. In the meantime, Firefly did release that Kitsune rush, which means that the team had to back off, but Cynical Cake is actually the one that manages to fall in the end there. It looks like the healing that from this double flex support that you were talking about in conjunction with this damage of the Junkrat is actually just paying dividends here. As I said, that Gvid does manage to get the kill there. If they can manage to secure another kill here, that'll be absolutely massive. And Kroms lives there with a sliver of HP. That is absolutely massive for Couch Potatoes.
A lot just happened. Gvid almost was able to, it was like a 2v5, and he comes up with 3 kills there, almost able to turn it for his team. Kroms gets a massive nano that keeps him up through that whole fight, and that is something else about the Ana here. Even though she might be a dive target, her ultimate is so critical for that Winston to live when he doesn't have primal life.
Yeah, I mean, living is something he's not doing right now, as Hayden Ola manages to get the kill after a boop and another boop, I think, by the Lucio and the Winston in conjunction there. Tempo's gonna have to drop down here to contest Hayden Ola and gets finished off there, but not before killing Cynical Cake. So a big fight here, as we'll see Geo coming up on the Kitsune, which was popped by Firefly, not managing to get there, as they do get killed by their opposite. And this will be just a fight cleanup, I think, for Too Easy, but Kroms pops the Primal Rage. I think that might have been a little bit of a mistake. That's a lot of ult charge for Too Easy right there.
It is a lot of ult charge, but at the same time, he knows he's going to be able to put up a stalwart defense on third here, regardless of the ultimate situation. So he'll get it back. He'll get it back.
Yeah, he'll have to get it back. I'm more concerned about the ultra he's given away. Not what he's getting. He's getting it within like 2 fights. Crumbs has got this.
That is
Uh,
actually a very good point, yes. But you know what? Too Easy here has given themselves a massive 3-minute time bank to try to finish this map out.
yeah, and Cynical Cake jumping in here gets slept on work up immediately, unfortunately, by the late things that RP and Kevin. Crumbs is actually going to die here, I think, as the Ana isn't really able to heal them. I say that, but yeah, Cynical Cake is actually the one that dies, not Crumbs. Once again, showing massive, fantastic discipline on this monkey. And Nature finding tempo there, very big, but I think Crumbs will manage to hold this here, being the tank with a fist on the back. And there comes the Julian Kitsune rushes with a nano, no less. Crumbs has got all the help in the world here. The beat from Nature, though, will stabilize things, and it looks like Too Easy want to try and take this like all the way right here, right now. I don't think Ember Kevin has the same in mind.
Yeah, not quite. I think this Junk's going to put in some work here on third with that high ground advantage. So the nades literally roll towards you. They roll downhill, whereas... And also being able to bounce it over walls, the geometry here is great for Junkrat. And also Tempo. Tempo's just absolutely cleaning up right now. Putting up some big numbers, cleaning up some, making his stats nice and shiny here.
Yeah. The synergy between Crumbs and Tempo has been absolutely beautiful this map in particular. And yeah, you can see on the screen those junk nades just flying across. Tempo is going for a very cheeky nade. Do it. Oh, don't do it with the Reaper. Yeah, you can't do it with the Reaper. That's not gonna help. An interesting choice though with the Reaper.
Reaper's here to shred that monkey, and when you're in these closed spaces, it can be really good. It can get a lot of value, especially up against an opposing Winston.
That's true. I mean, you do force Crumbs to play a lot more disciplined. I say that, but he's in the back line killing GVed. And now back to the front line as, as Cynical jumps in there. Once again, Tempo harassing the exact same targets that Crumbs dives on. Just keeping the monkey in their sights the entire time and actually just hitting all the heads that they could possibly find.
I know we have like Lucio parkour. Is there Junkrat tire parkour? Because if so, I think, Aimbot Kevin here is top 500 in that. Sending these tires from this absolutely out of the skybox. So someone should work on that custom game mode. That sounds fun though.
I think you can kind of go pretty much wherever you want with tire. There's like very few things that I think you can't do. Speaking of things you can't do, probably push into this comp as a Winston is one of them. Crumbs is gonna have a very hard time if they stay with everyone. And yeah, look at that, go straight past the Winston, kill off the rest of the team. The ult gets cancelled immediately as Crumbs does beat them to a pulp along with Firefly, jumping again here and going for the Reaper, their mortal enemy there. And it looks like they're managing to come out on top. Still a lot of health to deal with, and I think they forced Hayden Olner to fade out there.
Yeah, Too Easy has to be careful here. That's a big investment in a 3v5 here, and that Pulse finds nothing for Tempo here.
Yeah, there comes the Beyblade there from Hayden Olner, getting nothing but maybe a little bit of damage there, unfortunately. There comes Geo's Kitsune Rush, and that'll be massive. I mean, sorry, not Geo, sorry, Firefly. Massive to push things forward as, yeah, there's GVed jumping through, getting 2 kills, both Crumble and Geo. The support line of Couch Potatoes all but dead. Cynical Kick into the kill here, and I think this actually might be a map completion. I don't think they have the spawns here. I said that there's Crumbs, and another tire from Embot Kevin could spell disaster here for Too Easy. It just depends if they actually manage to get the... Yeah, I think they might have detonated too early.
Yeah, the tire wasn't able to find too much the attempted coordination between Crumbs and Kevin there to try to stall it out, but it looks like that's all it will be, is some stall here as Too Easy completes the match.
Yeah, that Kitsune rush there right at the end there. As soon as Geo's faded, Firefly threw theirs down, and that was pretty much all she wrote for that last point there. Really good battle between the two teams, and I mean, yeah, that'll obviously be the game sent back to lobby as we are in a scrim, both teams completing, and then just going out of there. But yeah, I'm very surprised to see that Aimbot Kevin stuck on that Junkrat like the entire time.
Yeah, it's it seems to be his comfort pick. If I was coaching him, I don't know that I would wholly endorse it, but it worked. Like, it worked multiple times, and he was able to play around his Winston pretty well. And that's something I was concerned about, where like Tracer and Winston is a very good synergistic combo, but the Winston Junkrat is not known for being the most synergistic composition. But they're able to make it work, timing their dives around around the tires and whatnot. But I also do want to shout out the synergy between the backline of Too Easy. Nature being able to beat, keeping his team in the fight long enough for Firefly to come back with that Kiriko rush at the end there to win out the fight. That was huge.
That
It was a
was
fun
huge.
little
I'm
tag
just
team.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, you could see when the camera was on tempo there, just every now and then just look where their monkey is to see what they can dive with them. I mean, that's really what you want in a tracer player. As a main tank that would be diving in, that's exactly what you want to see. Like you want to go look at the scrims and say how long am I out of their camera? And if it's as short as it is with tempo, you're like, yes, I've found the one. This is it.
Yeah, no, it's awesome when you can almost like see the teams calming in real
Hmm.
time, and
Yeah.
that's a great thing. That's exactly what these teams need to be working on in scrims. That's what scrims are for, to build that synergy, build the teamwork, and get ready for the when it's actually match day.
Yeah, sure. Just on some quick Twitch things. Gio and Jessel, thank you very much for the subs. I see I've had a PvP rap god redeemed, so I think I've talked pretty fast during team fights already. So I don't know if anything I say is actually going to be intelligible if I speak a lot faster, but I'll give it a go. Um, as we will see here, let's talk about the team comps here. The next map is Circuit Royale. So as you would expect, there's probably going to be a bit of Sigma and some more long range poke battles. Yeah, you don't need to, but I mean that's what teams tend to go with.
Yeah, the thing is we've actually seen a lot of bash on this map. I was hoping tempo was going to stick on that one, but we'll be curious. The double sniper composition, very poke heavy, especially with the Zenyatta. They're going to be looking for those long range picks. While
Hmm.
it looks like Couch Potatoes kind of sorting out what they want to do here. But that the Junkrat also works very well here. The high ground does wonders for him, and you can get into some cheeky places, but minding yourself up there.
Yeah, you get yourself to cheeky places, but if you dive the backline, just know that if Widow and Hanzo simultaneously body shot you, you are dead. That is just something to be
That's a
aware of.
good point.
Just saying. Yeah, Crumbs is actually already forced to use that both the rock and the suck there, and Cynical Cake managing to get the rock onto Crumbs there is yeah, it's a big pick, and that'll just be everyone forced back there as Hayden on the manages to take out tempo. We will see. Um, them pushing all the way to spawn here, but Crumble killing Nature looks like a bit of an overextension there for Too Easy. They're gonna lose a lot of that damage now without the Discord.
Yeah, we're gonna see a lot of those picks on this map here, where you're just bam, blink of an eye, and your Thanos snapped out of existence. Oh, but we do see Kevin going for this flank into the back line, trying to create some space for his team. And now Cynical Cake does look to be slightly isolated.
Yeah, Cynical Cake is a little isolated here, and the rock, unfortunately, from Kron does miss. Does end up blocking the rock coming back in his face. As you'll see, Hayden Oller once again taking out tempo. This is looking like a good sniper battle. Tempo not happy with that one. Actually switching over to the Sojourn now, and we'll see a little bit of poke back and forth, and the team is just vying for position until everyone's back.
I will say I'm glad to see Hayden back on a projectile here. I think he looks so much more comfortable with projectile aim. He's able to find these early picks, and it doesn't matter how much space Couch Potatoes take here if they're just going to get picked by a Hanzo as soon as they walk in.
Yeah, for sure. And there's Nature back and killing both Crumbs and Geo. Where was Geo that managed to get killed there by Nature, who was around the corner? And that should just spell the. Wait, what? Oh, sorry. I thought Geo came back from the dead just to kill Nature. Like screw the respawn time. I'm back already. But no, it was actually Crumble that killed Nature, which obviously it was a trade between the two of them. But yeah, it means that the positioning from Too Easy can't be too aggressive.
Yeah, Nature was in a bit of a flank. He was a bit of an off angle there, where like if Zenyatta wasn't meant to flank, why doesn't he make sounds when he walks?
Exactly.
Simple as
If not flank, why flank shape?
that. But yeah, no, Nature's absolutely able to do work here. He was able to save his team there a bit, and not only with the discords doing work, but just with the right clicks as well.
Yeah, sure. Putting in a lot of work there, and we will see here. Mbot Kevin has switched over to that Hanzo, looking to get the diff onto Hayden Olner, who's obviously got their eye on a little bit. So a bold call. We'll see Hayden Olner lifted up there and slam back down as Croms decides they had enough of that Hanzo. The thing of Firefly has actually been taken out there, and looks like dueling transcendences will be the name of the game here, just to push through that window of Fireflies. And there comes the one from Geo. So they're forcing Too Easy all the way back up there. They will get a recon test here, but good bit of space bought there for Couch Potatoes.
Yeah, both those fluxes coming out. That's a massive ult fight there. As expected, you normally see the transcendences following the fluxes. As we see Hanzo's being traded out here, right as Couch Potatoes attempts to take first.
Yeah, I mean, the Hanzo of Hayden Olner has been a big thorn on the side. There's GVAD is on 5 health right now. Really can't afford to take even like a whisper of a bit of damage there. We will see the Crom's being taken out, which is massive here with under a minute to go. Couch Potatoes is going to have to decide right now if they're backing up or if they're going to continue this. And I think with Crumble falling, that decision has been made for them. They're going to go all the way back here. And Cynical Cake is going to take up a lot of space, you know, going all the way into the spawn almost. I will notice that we actually are still facing the casters, so we're getting a nice caster stream here. This is great.
Peak gameplay right now. Peak gameplay,
This
guys.
is
Don't.
yeah.
No, but it's interesting. I mean, I guess I can keep talking about the game here, even though y'all can't see it. But no, those traded dragons come out, but the Widowmaker is actually doing a lot to nullify the Sojourn. Oh, Hayden.
Hayden indeed. Hayden on that Hanzo really came alive there. I think it actually did come down a lot to Cynical Cake seems to be a lot more comfortable on this Sigma than what's with Croms for the first time this match. I think Cynical has actually got the better of Croms right now, and that's not to say that that was the difference. That was all the difference. A lot of work there, as you said, put in by Hayden Olner, and GV just locking down those sightlines just means that Couch Potatoes had a really tough time pushing up.
Yeah, in fear that Hayden won't hit another shot if we say his name one more time, I do want to... when Croms came out of spawn there, the very first fight, he was immediately discorded, full right click, body shot from a Hanzo, body shot from a Widow, and a rock from the opposing Sigma. That entirely set the tone for the rest of the round. And yeah, like you're saying, Cynical Cake being able to find those rocks, and you know if you're rocking the other Sigma, it feels good. It feels dominant when you're able to find those.
It feels very good as an off tank in Overwatch 1.
R.I.P.
Back in the day. I really did enjoy playing Sigma, and if you're landing the rocks and the opposing Sigma isn't, you just feel like you're about 50 feet taller than they are. Like it's just such a confidence boost, and I think Cynical really needed this. You know, after those first 2 maps, I'm not saying they looked boom, but like, you know, losing the tank battle 2 maps in a row is quite tough. And
they were sweating. You know, like it was close. Both the teams were in there pretty well. You know, last round we ended up essentially tying.
Yeah.
But you know, when you're grinding, you're sweating, you're fighting, it can get tiresome. So you know, sometimes you need a dub.
Everyone needs a dub. Everyone needs a dub. You can't.
You get a dub. You get a dub.
Everybody gets a dub. Speaking of dubs, this is a great bit of a dance performance here from Hayden Olner. You're obviously feeling a lot more confident now in their Hanzo. Back on the projectile, funnily enough. That might point that out.
I know it's a scrim. I know they're practicing, trying stuff out, but please never take Hayden off a projectile. He looks so good on the projectiles. It's not even that his tracer was bad. He just looks so much more. He looks so good on the projectile heroes. Yeah,
actually, if you saw on stream there, Hayden jumped pretty much perfectly over a Junkrat mine launched across the map there. I don't think it was intentional, but I think it might have been quite scary if you were the Hanzo. I will not lie, but yeah, just looking for aimbot Kevin's head here, just not giving it to them. And the first head that will be shaved off is Fireflies. All the healing really now gone from Too Easy, and I think Cynical is going to give a lot of respect from that.
It is tricky. GVD's not taking as aggressive angles as he was on defense here. That Widow on defense taking those aggressive angles meant that the Sojourn couldn't free poke. The Sojourn couldn't charge up the rail off of shields and stuff like that. But now where the Widow has to go out and find those angles and really push, it's going to be a lot more difficult for GVD to find some value.
Yeah, Tempo once again getting the first pick here on the back of a brilliant right click from them. And yeah, I was gonna say that the Sojourn is really good for that sustained damage and not really that pick potential as the Widow is. But before I could even say that, Tempo said, no, just shh, before you say anything, I've got this. Speaking of pick potential from a Widow, there's both aimbot Kevin and take it out, and that's exactly what they're looking for.
Oh man, yeah, like you're saying, the Sojourn may not have the pick potential, but when you pair Sojourn with a Mercy, that pick potential is drastically increased here. So it'll be interesting to see if Tempo can bring it back for his team with that fully charged rail, sitting, waiting and ready to go.
Yeah, fully charged rail, and I was expecting them to have popped the overclock a little bit sooner there, and immediately there finds Nature, but taken out by a brilliant headshot there, once again from Hayden Nolan, just putting the team on his back right now. A brilliant flux there from Cynical, and yeah, Geo is actually in a spot of bother here, as they will raise up tempo, so there's a sustained damage coming back. GVED takes off their head, and that doesn't look like a worthwhile trade, unfortunately. I say that as GVED is taken out though, and Kroms is able to claim back a bit of space here from Cynical. Once again, not hitting that rock, so Cynical is very much winning the Sigma duel at the moment. Did the rock land onto Kroms? If so,
yes, sir.
Cynical's got his number, man.
He does, and now it looks like they are just going to stall it out here, wait for some ults, and as I say, that ults are popping off.
Cynical rocked Kroms out of his ult there. Kroms flying up to avoid that that defense matrix, and yeah, Cynical just sends a rock skyward, taking them out. It looks like Nature will once again be killed off by Tempo, who's forced into a corner here by these dragons, and I think the rest of the team was kind of put in the same position. Aimbot Kevin taken out, and I think managed to miss the tire there as well. Yeah, I don't think that's come through, but Kroms getting erased is pretty large for counter potatoes there. And I think that actually could turn the fight completely, as we will see Tempo just firing up onto Firefly here.
Tempo and Geo are an unkillable duo right now, living forever on the point, just trying to kill by another minute off the clock here. That being said, GVED is able to take down Crumble, and it looks like it should be clean up here, but we said that last time.
Yeah, it should be clean up here. Notice that they haven't capped the point technically. Right, they've won the map, but obviously scrim, and yeah, that'll be it right here. So there's another 3 minutes just to go up this hairpin bend, and yeah, that was it. That was finally it after all those times we said it.
It felt like that fight was it was over for too easy so many times there, with Hayden finding pick after pick, but it's sometimes tricky against some of the long range poke, and against those Mercy reses, being able to instantly bring one team member back. Geo was able to build another Valk during that fight after he kicked off that fight with a Valk.
It's a lot of work there being done in that fight by Geo. I will say that was a fantastic work by the Mercy, just to stay alive and just to absorb all that, absorb all that pressure. You know, no need to heal your teammates if you can just bring them back from the dead. Just a note there that GVED did switch over to the Sojourn, and yeah, that's a big ult there, as the 3 of them are already dead, and Kroms will finally get a killing blow onto Cynical Cake, so hopefully that helps their mental a bit. The Geo taking out Nature, you love to see it.
Little Battle Mercy there, and he's going to get the res off, just to make sure his team's at full strength here. Kroms was able to get the ult off, no problem there. And you know what they say about Necromancers, they're just a little late doctor. That's all. So, you know, yeah, he's just a late doctor. You know, Geo on that Mercy. As honestly, Mercy mitigates a lot of the potential downsides of the Sojourn here, playing into you know, the into GVED's Sojourn as well, without the Mercy on Juicy's side.
An interesting dragons there from Hayden Nolan. Maybe not hearing the comms from the team where everyone was, but we will see an aggressive push there from GVED. Does end up taking out Tempo. Geo once again there to res, but in the process Kroms does die, so maybe not getting enough healing, and Cynical Cake manages to rock out that tire. The rocks from Cynical are actually just insane right now. Like, I can't imagine, I can't like fathom, let's say, how much value they're getting out of this single ability.
Yeah, does Nature just tempo ult at this point? Because he knows Cynical Cake's out here just gonna rock whatever's coming to him.
He might as well, right?
And you know, the sooner you use it, the sooner you build another one. Like, why not?
That's true.
And it could be key here. That trance and potentially this window here could be key for Too Easy to cap second.
Yeah, I think using any of the 3 ults they have right now is massive. They will start with that overclock there. GVED immediately taking out Kevin, and there goes Crumble's immortality field as well. We will see Cynical Cake being thrown into the air, but yeah, GVED manages to take out Crumble. I mean, yeah, Crumble before, but not before Ember Kevin does take them out. But I think Cynical Cake still has the benefit here, having yeah, the healing at their back, and also a sniper that can just click heads.
Nobody could kill Geo there. Oh, sometimes when Mercy's hiding and flying around, she can be so hard to hit, making it so hard to actually end the fight. Because, you know, she's just waiting around the corner somewhere. But, you know, it's still not quite at the old mass res days, but can still be quite pesky.
Very pesky, and that flight paths that you can like accomplish with a Valking Mercy is actually it's very annoying. Like if you fly out a Widow as a Valkyrie Mercy, like no matter how good the Widow is, unless they get like a really good flick, they're gonna find it incredibly hard to track you. So
Yeah, it is.
it was a great stick to annoy.
Well, and Gio's movement on the Mercy's been so clean, and that's one of the most important part about Mercy's gameplay is the movement and the ability to stay alive.
Yeah. As we were talking about clean head, and all that takes Crumble's head clean off, but responded there as Gio once again gets the res. This Mercy is actually just a really good pick right now. Obviously, they don't have the sustained damage and the extreme damage that Too Easy has, but I mean, the res being able to bring someone back from dead is actually massive, and Gio has been playing this to perfection. He's playing out of line of sight. Just everyone wants to kill there, and Cynical does get rocked out of it. Finally, Proms there managing to get a big kill there at the. There's Hayden Nolan once again, pushing them back.
Yeah, Crom's showing up a bit more on the later parts of this map here for sure. Interesting res. Oh, that's one of those that's one of those ranked reses where you're just like, you res me to die again.
Yeah, straight like the hospital res. You know, you're talking about like a late doctor and maybe an early doctor as well. You know, just setting them up for failure. There's that tempo ult you talked about. Nature never really had to use that. I don't think they did actually.
Not
I don't think they did actually use it. Yeah, they just used it because they could.
Yeah, the lamp and the trance do a lot of the same things in that composition. So, you know, everyone knows to throw the lamp when you get fluxed, and then same thing with trance, and sometimes you can space them out and not directly overlap. You know, your team will have much better sustain if you're able to not overlap those abilities. It kind of reminds me of the old Lucio Zen meta from like 2017, when it was just like, yeah,
You
don't use
speed the Zen around.
Well, it's like don't beat and trance at the same time. Like we would see
Yeah.
teams that like just throw away all the support ults, and then like next fight they were toast. Same thing with the lamp, you know.
True. I mean, yeah, it does accomplish much the same thing. You want to save your teammates from something happening.
Yeah, well,
whatever it is.
The lamp and the BAP shift. It feels like a trance.
Basically, yeah, because you deny death and then you bring them back up to basically full health. It's like all the same things. Don't just keep them there.
We can talk about if that's actually balanced or should be in the game a different day. The fact that BAP can essentially end trance on cooldown.
No, it's okay. So it's a long cooldown. No, it's a long cooldown.
You know what? That is fair. It is a long cooldown. It is a long cooldown.
That was a very big map. I will say, I think once again, just going on that same point I've been making that last week, and I think a very big map for Too Easy there. You know, getting a bit of that tempo back into their favor. You know, we talked about it, Hayden doing so much work there. GVed on the Widow on the first on the defense, and the Surgeon on the offense, just taking very aggressive angles and forcing couch pitters to like really think about what they're doing. And yeah, that looks either like a very strong map from Too Easy or a very weak map for couch pitters. Maybe they need to discriminate a little bit more. But a very good showing from both teams there. And Gio, big highlight there, doing amazing there. Yes, the good Mercy kitten according to Lau.
Yeah, it's hard to it's not hard. It's rare to see like really top quality Mercy play and being able to highlight that. So I'm glad we were able to see some great stuff coming out from Gio here. I am a little worried for Too Easy going back onto this monkey composition. We've seen them struggle a bit, but at the same time, I kind of want them to take a page out of Couch Potato's book where they're pairing the Winston with the Junkrat. They can pair the Winston with a Hanzo if you want to keep Hayden on that Hanzo.
That's true.
Because he just looked so dominant on that pick. Where it's like, I don't know that Couch Potatoes necessarily had a bad map last map, or if Hayden just was not missing.
No, I mean, it's combinations of everything, you know. So you half a dozen of one, two like six of the other. It's one of two things there. Yeah, we're let's look at our next map here, being New Queen Street in Toronto. The teams are looking like they're showing the current comps as we are speaking here. An interesting thing here that Kroms is actually currently showing the Ramatra, which I can imagine.
Lucio? Oh no.
Ram with no Lucio?
Question mark? That scares me a little bit. Well, like, right, Ram's the tempo tank, right? He's known for being able to go in, get work done, and then come back really fast. And without that additional mobility, I am a little worried he's just gonna get torn apart by GVD here.
Yeah, GVD and Cynical just being able to jump, in between Ram and and their healers, Crumble being on this Ana game. I wonder if Chrome's just baiting us here, and they're gonna switch to like a monkey as the like the timer counts down, because this is very much their like Winston comp here. This is their dive comp, so I want to see if Chroms is baiting us or if they're actually going to stick with this. It'll be quite interesting. Chroms actually being a ringer right now for couch potatoes, as their actual tank isn't available. So it'd be funny to.
They're kind of playing with house money. I want to see it. Let's go. Why
exactly.
not?
What are you gonna do? Kick me? Okay.
He just comes out on Wrecking Ball for the next 6 minutes.
Yeah. I'm done. I'm done playing with you guys now. We hope not. That'll be that would be fun.
No, Croms is a good sport. Everyone's a good sport here. We're gonna say competitive match and everything. But yeah, no, he is. It looks like they will be sticking on the Ramatra here. Interesting.
Yeah, they will be sticking on the Ramatra, and yeah, there goes that Nemesis form, obviously on a very short cooldown, but yeah, it comes immediately, and it looks like they're going for a weird mix of kind of like sustain poke, and like a little bit of brawl, but yeah, we'll see how that manages to work out for them. There's Chroms once again in this Nemesis form, blocking the damage on the front there, and yeah, doing a bit of damage on the side there. Aimbot Kevin taking out G-Bait is not how I expected this fight to start, but you know, hey, Aimbot Kevin has been showing us an amazing Junkrat so far, and it looks like with Tempo taking out Firefly, that should be the fight one for Couch Potatoes. Just a matter of cleaning up the remaining kills as there as Cynical Cake falls.
Yeah, I think one of the things Junkrat does super well is he counter dives so well. He's great against the monkey. He's great against the tracer, being able to throw traps down and boop everyone back and stuff like that. So this it seems like Couch Potatoes comp, while it is a little confusing at first, it seems very anti-dive.
Yeah.
And that's going to be the goal, to blow up the dive as it comes in from Too Easy here. And so far, it's worked out for the first fight.
I'm interested then that why maybe Aimbot Kevin is not comfortable, but like, why not just play like a Reaper or something? Instead of the Junkrat. I mean, obviously comfort picks. You're scrimming to have fun as well, very much to have fun and also to play as a team, right? Hayden Older jumping into the back line here is an interesting one. Does recall out there, and yeah, I wonder if Too Easy is actually just confused as to how to play into this comp. Did you say a very like good anti-dive comp?
Yeah, we're like the goal is going to be to try to get on this Ana. We see Cynical trying to get on there, but he's immediately slept and anti.
Yeah, and there comes Crumbs right in the front line there. Yeah, they do manage to take out Aimbot Kevin. A lot of that anti-dive there. Geo pulling lead is quite bad, as I was saying, a lot of the anti-dive, but I mean, the rest of the team just blew them up as, yeah, Cynical Cake does switch over.
Yeah, in that last fight, you see Cynical Cake jump on the Ana, not being able to find anything, and as he's trying to get on the Ana, his Tracer, his dive partner is stuck in a Junkrat trap and absolutely deleted. So we're going to see him switch up a few things, Hayden back onto that signature fire we saw on the first map, looking to rain down some terror from the skies.
Yeah, playing obviously without a Mercy this time though, as Nature is I think a little bit too close to that Lucio beat to switch off, and I mean obviously putting in so much work on the Lucios. Maybe you're just gonna play a little bit conservative Pharah, just poke in from the backline. There is a battle between a Pharah and a Junkrat right now, and I'm very interested to see which way it goes.
Get that clip. You get that clip, Kevin.
Aquamarine would be proud.
Yeah, yes, sir. Oh, that Ramatra, in the first one we're seeing here, it's doing a lot here, and it looks like it is gonna last a long time.
Yeah, should last until Crumbs dies, and yeah, with Geo at their back, it won't be a short time yet. We will see Cynical Cake taking the brunt of this, and I think obviously a good call there as the tank. And it looks like Crumbs might actually be a little bit overextended here. No, I spoke too soon. Crumbs will take out Cynical Cake with the end of that Ramatra ult. Only Hayden Nolna here ready to do anything.
That was like a 30-second ult from Crumbs. That was so long. Just chasing down Cynical, trying to find the kill. Eventually does, but yeah, it's a weird ult that splits him up away from his team. Whereas the bot is kind of stuck in the middle now as Kevin's going for this tire.
Yeah, Kevin is going for this tire, and I think, yeah, didn't get anything there. Once again, just the psychological warfare, I think, aspect from it. Kevin not really going for kills too much with his tires as, just space creator, which, I mean, that's what you want to do in any game. Give your team, like, time to think. We will see Crumbs taking a lot of damage here, big headshot coming through from G-Vid, and that'll be all the space that they need to take out Aimbot Kevin as well. The support's forced back there, the jump missed, and Hayden Nolna will solo barrage Crumble and get taken out, but I think speaking of space, that is all of it that that Too Easy need.
I was gonna say any far ult you survive is a good far ult. Unfortunately, that was not quite the case. It does end up giving his life for it. Now we'll see Hayden on the Echo. Echo's a little bit more viable without a Mercy pocket. You know, being able to play on the ground a bit more, and the horizontal mobility, you know, is key there.
Yeah,
but I do
sure.
want to see Crumble start shooting at the flank carriers a bit more. Ana with that extra 5 damage actually feels much more impactful now. Actually trying to DPS.
Yeah, and also like, yeah, you shoot the flying characters means that their team either has to heal them, or you know heal or just let them die. And either way you're winning, that either your Kiriko is looking not at your tank and looking into the sky, or you know you're just going to kill a character for free. And I don't know why they backed up there, but it just looks like is Cynical going for a cheeky play here. Oh, they backed up. I mean the cheeky play seems to be working.
It seemed they were backing up just Cynical there was just waiting to get a couple cooldowns back up, make sure that spear, make sure the gold was ready, making sure you could survive this next engagement. And then, you know, he comes out swinging, throws that spear, finds an instant first pick, and that looks like it's going to be forward spawns for Too Easy.
Yeah, that looked like it just confused Couch Potatoes. They had no real idea what was happening. Like, why is there an Orisa in my backline? I'm so confused.
And then she sprints to your front line.
Couch Potatoes hurt itself in its confusion.
Yeah, the old bait and switch there. Sometimes the little patient game, making sure your team's all on the same page before you go, can be all it takes to win a team fight.
Speaking of team fight, here is a nice shield placed up there, so Cynical does get a lot of healing tonight, forcing him to back up, and there is the Kitsune rush from Geo. He seems to be doing enough work to push back Too Easy, but who have now taken the lead, I might add. Yeah, Counters will have to push ult back here. I think Ramatra is looking to ult sometime soon, as we will see. There it comes out. We will see Cynical rushing in there to get that Orisa ult, and Kroms is taking so much damage, forced to get back once again by Cynical, who has no problem walking into Kroms' face.
It is interesting looking at some statistics here where Couch Potatoes is doing so much more healing with the double flex support, but also from the a bit of the splash damage here from the Echo from the far earlier on for some of those numbers. But it's not necessarily how much healing you're doing, it's when you're getting the healing done and if you're saving people with it, right? If you're just healing up poke, it's a small charge, but it's not the most value in the world.
Yeah, so we will see now that Crumble and Geo, or Crumble has actually switched to the Kiriko and Geo onto that Lucio. Unfortunately, they're walking into Gved's overclock, and that seems to be doing a lot of damage here. It just seems like the Orisa is able to very easily out-brawl the Ramatra right now, and Crumble will be picked off quite late. They're a very big stagger, and they should be able to get this almost into the final stretch here.
Yeah, I'm hopeful that Geo. Oh, well, I wanted to see some Ram with some Lucio. I think that would have been an interesting little combo there. But Kroms has proven himself on this Orisa in previous maps. Let's see what he can get done here.
Yeah, they're walking into a Kitsune rush is never a fun time, but Aimbot Kevin does get the diff onto Hayden Nolna, immediately getting a pay onto that, they're switching over to something that got deleted pretty much immediately, but still managing to put in all the damage needed to kill Cynical Cake, and Nature will be the last one here, just jumping around this point, catches a stray knife from Crumble, and that'll be Couch Potatoes moving back to the center.
I almost never want to see an Echo ult again. It feels like every time Echoes ult, they just get knocked out of it so fast, and they put themselves in a bad position because you're playing Orisa for 10 seconds, and when you come out of it, you're not in a great spot. But Echo, when they copy tanks, she only has 200 HP. That's a big change coming in Overwatch 2, where it's not as tanky, and that ultimate is a lot harder to actually survive.
Yeah, a lot harder to survive, as is the Cynical ult's Terror Surge apparently from Tempo. Cynical Cake taking out both the support there from Couch Potatoes, but then traded out by Aimbot Kevin, and Geo manages to kill out Nature. Aimbot Kevin is taken out by Hayden Nolna, and it looks like Too Easy will be continuing to push this bot forward. Kroms is going to be there to make sure that they don't get those close spawns, yeah, we'll manage to hold it out there. It's a great bit of work there from the tank of Couch Potatoes.
It has been a very interesting mirror matchup here between the two projectile players, and Kevin and Hayden. Hayden's looking really good on the Echo, and Kevin being kind of forced off of the Junkrat, being forced to play in the skies. But he's proven his worth here. He's getting some work done. But it seems to be Hayden's a lot more comfortable on this on the Echo.
I mean, we did see Aimbot Kevin playing the Echo in that first map that we saw.
That is a good point.
And played it pretty well. We will see Firefly forced to step through there as he was the overclock coming through here, but the beat cancelling it out there. GVed was saved there by Nature, who once again is actually just putting in an incredible amount of work there for a main support. Tempo does take out Firefly in the end there, maybe a little bit out of position, unfortunately, from like a shadow step a little bit earlier. Hayden is going to be forced back here, and it looks like Couch Potatoes are looking to get this kind of even. Well, I mean, they have to. It's almost done.
Yeah, they're out of time. It is do or die now. But the thing is, 2EZ is also gonna have really good spawns here on the defense.
Yeah, for sure. And initial kill there from GVed does set the tempo for the rest of this fight there. All the members of Couch Potatoes falling one by one. Geo is the last one to fall there, and that will be the round. A good return there from Couch Potatoes once they made the switch, but maybe sticking on that Ramatra a little bit too long, trying out a new comp. Didn't really work into what 2EZ was playing there, but I mean, I will say a lot of fun to watch.
Yeah, no, that was a good fun map. But it is one of those things about push where it is when you go back and forth on push, it's sometimes that advantage just having to push it back throughout the whole map is just too much to overcome. I mean, it feels like the momentum was with Couch Potatoes there at the end, but sometimes that game mode is just a little sometimes it's decided a little early.
I mean, yeah, you can always push it back. It just depends on what happens there. 2EZ played that last fight really well, splitting up their team, going around there, managing to get that initial pick onto Tempo, like, just off the bat. And that's all your sustained damage gone, you know? Obviously, you've got the Echo for, I suppose, pretty much the same thing from a different angle, so not quite. But losing a Sojourn is a massive amount of, massive amount of damage lost, a massive amount of, like, control loss with that E disruptor field. And, a very, very big pick all around.
Well, yeah, because also if on the opposing team, as soon as you pick the Sojourn, you can breathe a little bit. Like you're not going to get one tapped randomly, right? Like you don't have to look for the rails. You don't. If you're a tank, you don't have to worry as much about your shield management. Is the Sojourn just railing on my shield? You know, it's tricky sometimes. But you know, as soon as that Sojourn's down, the game eases up a little bit.
Yeah, for sure.
That's same to go with any sniper though.
Anything where like you're taking out like a one-tap potential is always going to be, you know, breathing room. That's like Widow's entire job in any comp is just to control those sightlines, right? You don't want people to be there, so you just put a Widow looking there. That's like the whole point.
And a lot of people are playing the Sojourn over the Widow. But the thing is, if Widow's able to control the Sojourn just by the threat of those sightlines, I think Widow's just as viable. The numbers 100%. May not be there. The Widows may not be terrorizing tanks in the same way, or holding a corner with a disruptor shot or something. But if a Widow's nasty, a good Widow can take over a lobby, absolutely.
100%. Everything is always map dependent, player skill dependent. I think it is just like you probably find Sojourn just a little bit easier to get value out of with all that ability there. The Widow has to be really cracked to take over that lobby. Whereas, I mean, suppose Sojourn the same. I can't say that Sojourn is easy to play. I'm not gonna be that guy.
No, she's not easy to play, but that is something about Widow players. Widow players are a breed, and
it's true.
They're good. They do one thing. They do one thing real good. It's interesting. Normally we normally say Widow take maybe a pot shot out of spawns on King's Row. You know, like something we see Widow from time to time, but I don't think we're gonna be seeing any here. No. But yeah, we're not quite in the sniper meta that used to dominate King's Row.
Yeah, I think if you get a pick out of spawn on a Widow, the enemy team just wasn't positioned well. Everyone does it. Everyone goes for a little cheeky thing at the start there. And speaking of cheeky things, we will see once again Cynical on the Zarya up against Chrom's Reinhardt.
Yeah, and the Reinhardt paired with Geo's Lucio is going to be a little bit of a death ball here, trying to move around the map together. Cynical Cake's going to try to keep his team together with those bubbles, see if they can get high charge and start to work his way towards that ground. Yeah,
it's actually 0 charge so far, so Couch Potato is paying a lot of respect, or maybe learning from their follies in the previous round, charging up that Zarya. Chrom's shield is already dead, and Aimbot Kevin falls into Hayden Nolna's trap. I got you, says Hayden Nolna. The rotation here should be cut short as GV managed to get a double kill with the soldier right click and follows up with Croms. Yeah, that spam coming through from Hayden Olner is too much to deal with for Couch Potatoes.
And you know, given there's following up on Nature set it up there for him, but he took the credit in the kill feed. It's a huge first team fight here. Now we're gonna see Crom swap over to that monkey and Crumble over to the Ana.
And yeah, there's Tempo. I was just about to say, looking for a stray head. GVed presented it to him, and yeah, that's a massive pick. We will see the visual glitch. They're quite funny, showing that Tempo was on the same team. Yeah, and here's the Comfort Monkey from Croms. Hayden Nolner actually getting the diff onto aimbot Kevin, but avenged very quickly by Croms. Look at all the space created by the monkey, blocking off that sightline. And there's Crumble still on this Ana, I might add, who looks to be putting a lot of annoyance into this team as just the sustained healing. And Cynical Cake is going to be in a world of hurt here, Anti.
We have a drunk rat matchup. This is great. I love this projectile matchup. We get to see now. We saw it last round of the Echo v Echo. Now we're seeing here the Junk v Junk. Hayden gets the early lead here, but it will be Couch Potatoes who end up actually taking A. But I think Crom's on the monkey also is having a. We've seen what he could do on on Dorado with those primals, and he's almost there already. Yeah,
the switch over has almost lapped Cynical. I mean, I said that having been Cynical being on about like 40-50% ult charge when the switch happened, you know, doubled the ult charge that they had in about 3 seconds. The immediate switch over onto the Reaper here from GVed, so they really respect Crom's monkey here, looking to build up a primal. I think in the first, like, well, in this fight, shall I say, we will see a Tempo Nano going onto another big sleep there from Nature, choosing to play an Ana of their own. Yeah, there's Crumbs getting that primal roundabout now, and do they choose to use it or do they back up here? I think they might just do those. I said that, but Geo taking out Hayden is probably the go button. The response of the Kitsune rush, but all the space made here by Crumbs, just pushing the team around. They don't know where they are. The beat invested as well from Geo. That might have been a little bit much, but I mean, look, they've still got the space here. They're pushing this card around the corner, and this looks like to them, you know, it's a regroup from Too Easy, but a lot of space gained there from Couch Potatoes.
That beat seemed a little questionable, but he needed to keep Croms up there. Croms was in super deep trying to chase down that Ana, and now we have a tire coming out from Kevin and from Hayden.
Yeah. Hayden punches Geo, and Kevin finds both Cynical and Firefly, definitely getting the better there, but did Nature just fall off the map? I think Nature might have tried to run away from the tire and just fell off the map.
Well, now we have a 1v1 on point that Tempo's gonna take the point by himself after taking down Hayden. What a chaotic fight, but that will be point B for Couch Potatoes.
Yeah, point B, and close spawns there for no one as they all have to come back from long. But here they are grouped up. I think who's even missing? No, no one's missing. Great positioning from Crumble in the backline here, just you know, making sure they're safe. No one can really get onto them except for a Reaper that falls from the sky, taking out aimbot Kevin, and Hayden getting revenge onto Tempo there. Tempo, I think, still has the last laugh, having, you know, kept the team like alive and actually capturing the point. We will see Crumbs falling here, and I think that'll just be the team of Too Easy cleaning up.
Yes, but as Couch Potatoes come back here, they're going to have a Nano, and Nanoing that Winston, even though Croms is only at 60% here, a Nanoed Winston can build up Primal very, very quickly. I think that was their plan on second before Croms gets left, and it probably is their plan again here.
Oh, fantastic accidental follow-up there from aimbot Kevin. Croms got two right clicks onto Hayden there, and aimbot getting the final blow there. Tempo taking out GVed means that the Nano won't even need to be used until the recon test here. Cynical Cake is very isolated, and that should... They're dead. Please kill him. There you go. Aimbot managing to get the final kill.
Do not let that man live.
He will die now. Firefly jumping onto the high ground and cannot escape the wrath of Croms, who will pop the primal yet to survive and just to push themselves out. Nature manages to get picked up there by aimbot Kevin. I'm not sure quite how that worked, and I'm surprised that Firefly lasted this long. Crumble putting an end to their opposite flex support there, and it's just Cynical Cake and the Reaper of GVed here to hold this point out, and I think this should be clean up the Couch Potatoes. Colat?
Oh, one last tire for good measure. The ult economy from Couch Potatoes there was perfectly executed, rotating ults, not overlapping a beat with the nano, keeping their tank up, making sure everyone was there the whole time, and honestly, they never gave Too Easy a chance to breathe. It looks like they know how to play this monkey comp, and then they were playing it very, very well here.
Yeah, for sure. This is, I think this is definitely looks like Crom's a strong hero. This monkey, but I just want to draw attention to the last play there. Tempo actually got a Colat kill there onto both Cynical and Firefly with the overclock. I mean, I think they would have died regardless. They were both on about like 0.5 of a health, but it's still pretty cool to see in the kill feed.
Yeah, well, that is the only time, right? Like, that's the only collateral we have at Overwatch ever, right? Is during that ultimate, during that small window. So yeah, it's always good to see.
Yeah, I still remember. I think it was Pelican that got the 3 Colat in Owl.
Yes.
And
yes.
Yeah, that was pretty spicy. Or Merit was Merit. I take it back as the other Houston player.
Oh, that okay, yeah. But no, that one I didn't watch a lot of Houston games. I was on my phone or something, and that happened. Like, what? And you're like, yep, paying attention. Yeah.
I am now watching the entire rest of this game.
Yep. You have my attention. I am curious to see if Too Easy switches anything up here. You know, the Orisa is often really good into the Monkey, which is, I believe, what we're going to see here. GVD's on the Cassidy. Curious enough. We saw Tempo come out on it last time and just end up switching onto the Sojourn regardless, so we'll see how long he's on this one.
Yeah, we'll see how long he's on it, and we will see a very nice thing for us. Hayden is back on the Hanzo, so looking to control the sidelines here. Got Crumble in their sights, but yeah. Tempo and Crumbs, I said his name. You're right. I'm so sorry, Hayden. I did it to you.
Oh man, you know that Hanzo was a bit kind of out on his own there on the flank, but as Too Easy's looking to regroup here, but that pick potential still there. You know, all it takes is one straight arrow to crack open this point.
Yeah, especially if they go for that. If he goes for that flank again, if he manages to hit Crumble, even if they die, we'll dance from Cynical here. I wonder if that was intentional, a bit of a misclick. But yeah, if he manages to take out Crumble, that's a massive boon for Too Easy, just pushing them forward. We will see aimbot being trapped in the corner here by this Orisa spear spin, and yeah, that will be a lot of pressure applied now. A lot of that sustained damage from Couch Potatoes being taken out, but Tempo taking out Neche is massive, as they will not be able to push forward or backward as fast as they would like to. We will see Croms once again flying in here. A bit of a tank backline duel though, as we see Cynical in the backline. A very quick Kitsune from Firefly should be kind of the go button for Too Easy here.
Yeah, the Kitsune rush was massive for trying to get Cynical Cake actually up into the front line to find that pick. Hayden's now actually also able to find Kevin there, so I believe it's a 2-2 now on the projectile 1v1 if I'm counting correct here. But it does look like Cynical Cake is telling Croms he's not the only tank who can juggle, and is juggling people with that Orisa spin all map.
Yeah, for sure. We will see both the Nano and the Primal being invested here pretty much onto a lost point, and I think that might be a little bit ill-advised. Maybe they could have just held this this archway instead, but you know, that's their decision. They wanted to do something. Maybe they're switching up the Winston to an Orisa. Yep.
Good call. That is exactly what they'll be doing here. Oh no, they'll be going over to that Sigma? Okay. I mean, sure. We'll see. I don't love the Sigma into the Orisa. I think that's a rough matchup for Sigma. There's not a lot Sigma can do as soon as Orisa just walks up to him. Yeah. You know, if she walks up to you in golds, Sigma just kind of slaps her a few times and then he falls over. So this is going to be an interesting tank battle here.
Yeah, interesting one. We'll have to see, you know, what happens with this reset. Maybe Crom's going for that sustained damage. Maybe going to prove themselves back with that Sigma. We will see it taking a little dividends here, as Jive took a lot of spam damage and just followed up there by a body shot from Tempo. So the Sigma kind of paying off so far. Basically, maybe just going to ignore Cynical Cake and just go for the backline.
Kevin's also taking this big off angle around the left side from the defender's perspective here. He's up on that high ground, making that backline turn around, giving Tempo the opportunity to start off that fight.
Yeah, we will see that battle there. Tempo and Aimbot Kevin kind of like walked straight into Hayden Olno, who went up to scout for them, and both walked away scot-free. So obviously a couple misses coming in there, but maybe a little bit of too much pressure immediately from them.
Sometimes the camera shines a little bright as both these teams start to regroup a bit. But an
Yeah.
early anti, and now we're going to see Cake back onto the Sigma.
Take back onto the Sigma, the beat and the Dragons invested from Too Easy. Big investment actually from both sides. Airbot Kevin catching out Nature, waiting for that beat to expire. And it looks like, I didn't realize that Cynical Cake had actually matched up on the Sigma. Very interesting call here, maybe deciding that there was too much sustained pressure there. And we will see Tempo coming through here, absolutely huge, taking out both GVed and I think it was Firefly? Yeah, Geo managed to finish off Hayden Nolna, and I think that will be a big reset there for Too Easy.
Yeah, Cynical says anything you can do, I can do better. Swaps over to the Sigma, but Kroms is going to have the Flux here and nothing to respond on the other side, just that BAP lamp. And we'll see if it's enough. But, you know, that plus a Nano from Crumble, the Flux plus the Nano is going to be the key here for Couch Potatoes.
Yeah, I see Kroms, I mean, Cynical did actually just use their rock, so maybe this would be a good time for Kroms to use that Flux. Decided to wait it out, and I think they probably will have the rock back up when he wants to use it. We see a little cheeky off angle going up here from Hayden Nolna. There comes the Flux from Kroms and takes out Nature. The BAP lamp actually not saving them. We will see a return Flux here from there as just about gets the rock onto Cynical. And looks like they're just trading with the blows here. A lot of ults used and not a lot of space gained for Too Easy. So all in all, probably a fight win there, I'd say, for Couch Potatoes.
Yeah, but that's a very fast ult build from Cynical Cake, and he's probably going to do it again too. And with that pick from Hayden, it looks like Tempo might have, or Too Easy might have a bit of a window here to push.
Bit of a window.
And they have the ult to do it.
And a player up, for that matter, as Hayden Nolna takes out Tempo with the scouting arrow, no less. Hayden Nolna coming up here on another dragon, chooses to use it immediately, just creating a lot of space, making it almost a 6v5, as just no one can really walk forward there from Couch Potatoes. We will see, yeah, there comes Cynical just pumping in the damage across here, forcing Crumble to relocate. And yeah, it's looking a bit rough right now for Couch Potatoes, but you know, they can regroup. They've got the Casino Rush coming up, probably to respond to Fireflies.
And as you say that, both Kitsune Rushes come out as as Kroms here is looking to get into the backline of Too Easy, but Tempo gets the first pick onto Hayden.
Yeah, Tempo gets the first pick, a beautiful headshot there onto Hayden. Manages to kill our GVed as well, but not before Crumble does get felled by the right click there. Tempo actually just taking names this fight. Give that man the not the 5k. Geo takes out Cynical on the back of the rock. And their Tempo comes to show you that I would have done it if you'd let me.
Not quite the 5k, but the cherry on top for Couch Potatoes here is that was Givid's overclock. And now Tempo can use his just to deny the point.
Doesn't even need to. They had the tire as well to walk into. Even if Too Easy got to the point there, I think they would have lost that fight pretty convincingly.
Yeah, Tempo was coming up on his overclock too. That's a tough fight. That's a tough fight going to third, but he absolutely took over the lobby in this play here.
Yeah, I'll be able to say it on stream there, but yeah, that's just like it was. Yeah, I'm pushing that defense there was pretty much all Tempo. It really wasn't, but like if you just look at the top right corner of your screen, all Tempo.
Yeah. It is one of those things, like the Hanzo, Hayden was getting picks there left and right, but there wasn't quite the consistency in each team fight the Tempo was providing on the Sojourn defensively, where just every single fight, there was just so much damage coming out.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was a very interesting map there. Kroms,
that was fun.
It was really good. Kroms manages to get, you know, I think on more of an even footing with Cynical Cake there. In that Sigma duel. You know, Cynical Cake, as we spoke about earlier on that the racing map, the Formula 1 map, that one. Circle Rail.
Circle Rail.
Yes. I got there eventually. That was very much Cynical in charge. It was all Cynical. And this time it looked like Kroms and Cynical were actually pretty even. I mean, Kroms obviously had the momentum having taken the switch first, so you know, had the ult up first and just managed to get it rolling there. But it looked really good, and it'll be really interesting to see how they do process like going further into the scrim. We probably maybe got like 1 or 2 maps to go. I'm not quite sure. I haven't kept track of the time, but
probably 2 more maybe.
No, maybe.
Yeah, probably 2 more. Maybe. We'll see. We'll see. But interesting here, going on to Nepal, if we can think back to the very first map we had, it was Couch Potatoes looking pretty dominant on that one. So now coming back to Control, I would expect to see almost that dive comp again. The Couch Potatoes dive comp is just clean.
Yeah, very, very clean. Yeah, as you said, I would expect them to come through with that. Gonna be interesting to see what they do on the different maps. This map not really a far available map, but the other two probably quite strong. So I'm expecting to see Hayden onto that far. I think you did mention that. Um,
Well, while this may not be well, we're on Sanctum here is the indoor map. It's not known for a far map, but it is known to be a Junkrat map.
yeah,
So we'll
so aimbot's looking pretty happy.
Yeah, because well, if you stand essentially behind the stairs, you're able to spam over it in a very safe way. Especially when the other team's running a Sojourn, being able to spam from behind a wall as Junkrat can be very useful in just keeping yourself alive.
For sure. And isn't that what we all want, right? Is just to stand behind some stairs, hold M1, and just get that win. Especially if you're gonna aimbot, that'll make your life so much easier.
Yeah, you're essentially playing that cookie counter website where you just sit there and click on a cookie.
Yeah, send the cookie, you get every now and then you get a bit of icing. Yeah, cool, got another kill. That's great. And it's
Yeah.
continue. This is fun.
Yeah, I mean, TikTok has an infinite scroll. You got other things to do.
That's true. Yeah, definitely what he's doing there. He's actually got his mouse button taped down so he can scroll on 2 phones. You get double the TikTok.
One on Twitter, one on TikTok for ultimate
There you go.
toxicity on both.
Yes. In case you were feeling a little too happy, while this was happening, you just bring your serotonin and the dopamine levels a little down.
There you go. Well, it looks like our predictions have come true here. Kevin is gonna be hovering on Junkrat. It's gonna be fun. I don't know about you. In my ranked games, I've been terrorized by Symmetras recently. I think it might be because I'm also pretty low ranked and no one can aim. But like every game, I feel like I'm just getting into Symmetra duels. I don't know what it is about Silver, but we love our Symmetras down there.
Well, if you think about it, Sim's great because you can throw out like 3 different things, the turrets to do the damage for you as well, and also the more you just shoot, even if you're shooting a shield, you're actually doing work because you don't lose ammo, so it's fun.
True. And sometimes some of the rotations can be pretty big if you time them well, especially on a coordinated team like this. But we do see Hayden actually going back to the Tracer, a good old reminiscent from map 1.
Yeah, but a Tracer there. Yeah, but a Tracer there. We will see, as you mentioned, that Junkrat does come through here. Cynical and Crom's having a bit of a battle off to the side here. Neither of them really wanting to commit too strong, but there's that sustained damage coming through. The head nod catches a stray right click from Tempo, and aimbot Kevin just pumps down the damage onto Jivid. Nature taking out Kevin is pretty big for them though, but I think Cynical Cake should be dead here. There's no reason. There you go, finally thrown off the map.
Yeah, Nature's gonna bounce around here. He's just gonna die on point most likely. It is. Tempo has been an absolute rock for this team. Whether it's cleaning up fights or starting them, he is in the kill feed every single time, every single fight. It's been awesome. He has been amazing to have on this team. He's been the backbone for this scrim, honestly.
For sure, and I mean, unfortunately, I have to say that has really been helping to control the tempo. Like, in the name, on the nose, it's true. It's true. It really has been a fantastic showing.
There's not another word for you to use.
What else could I have used, man?
Exactly, but no, Tempo is setting the tempo with these roller shots,
For sure. Yeah, speaking of tempo here, we will see Cynical kind of stuck in a corner here, taking a very odd 1v1 with Chroms here, both just in their supports line and not able to get shot by like literally anyone else. But a big aggression here onto them, choosing to focus on that Orisa a lot for some reason, and we will see Chroms taking out Firefly with the Orisa ult, and that should be not more than enough to kill us, as Jiva and Hayden managed to take out the other members, and just to continue there, Nature getting the boop off onto Geo, I think. And yeah, that'll be the point flipped over. Hayden only dies, but we'll be back super quickly.
Yeah, Hayden actually flips that point very early on in that fight, actually before Chroms even uses the Terror Surge, so Tuesday's been accruing percentage this whole time. They're almost even with Couch Potatoes right now.
Yeah, that is massive.
And that Tracer's from Hayden seemed a little questionable at first, especially when he doesn't even get the beat from his own Lucio. He's playing on his own and some of these weird far angles off from his team. But it's massive in that last fight, and right now he's being a nuisance to the backline still.
Yeah, I think as what tempo has been for Couch Potatoes, I think nature has been far too easy. Just putting so much work in there for that team. Boops the players back into the Terror Surge who've tried to escape, and making Crumbs too afraid to walk actually onto Cynical Cake here for fear of being booped here. We will see Aimbot Kevin and Spider Bother once again being thrown around like a ragdoll. Does eventually get taken care of there. All three members very quickly from Too Easy, and we will see a cleanup here. Only Hayden on the point, and should taken care of as Aimbot Kevin manages to get a straight mine.
It was interesting there. We've seen Kevin go for these long tires, trying to use almost all 10 seconds of that tire. This time around, he pops it and he immediately kills the Tracer with it. Hayden, as he's coming down the flank, just gets popped by a tire, and it shuts down any sort of flanks. This Junkrat's doing a lot of work, and it's shutting down a Tracer.
Yeah, shutting down a Tracer, which is like insane for a Junkrat, as you're alluding to there. We will see the dueling beats coming through here, I imagine, as we see Crumbs going very low, but there once again, Aimbot Kevin managing to take out the Tracer. It's an insane matchup that shouldn't work this way, but you know, like when you're that good in the hero, maybe that's just how it works. I wouldn't know personally, but we will see the team aggressing onto this. No real fear for their backline anymore. Just gonna pin them into this room here, as we'll see both spears being throwing the Arisas around, and it looks like they're going to be looking for another back cap here from Hayden. Maybe going for this Terror Surge there, bold strategy, and yeah, the Lucio gets Suzu to stay alive there. There's Nature's Beat, and not really going to help Cynical Cake, who dies regardless. We will see Aimbot Kevin is actually just putting in work right now.
Oh, now it looks like it's just going to be cleanup here for Couch Potatoes as they wrap up the map there. There it is, yeah. No, the Crumbs Terror Surge at the same time that Aimbot Kevin tires. So the thing is, Too Easy's forced to use all of their resources to survive the Terror Surge. Kevin takes the long flank and hides the tire while they all escape the Terror Surge. As soon as they spent all their speed boost or anything to get out of that, bam, there's a tire, and he blows up Cynical Cake right at the end to solidify the point.
Yeah, and
great
that's
synergy.
Fantastic synergy there. I think that's what we've actually. Well, we kind of skipped the last like 2 or 3 maps, but what we were saying at the start there, it looks like Couch Potatoes just really have the calm difference right now, just being able to like sync up their players, especially at the start it was Tempo and Crumbs on that Winston Tracer. Now the same thing, Kevin and Crumbs doing things. So either Crumbs is comms or just Crumbs is comms are just amazing.
That's Crumbs' next team. That's his new team.
Crumbs.
No, it is easy. It's easy to get your ducks in a row when you have Tempo also picking people off left and right. When you're taking that 4v5, it's easy to look good, you know. So it is going to look like it's going to be the Rhine for Crumbs here as he tries to dominate the center pillar.
I think Crumbs is going to have a bit of trouble here. I mean, obviously able to block off that hook, but should be burst down by the damage is what I was trying to say before Kevin took matters into his own hands there. Yeah, a pocketed Farah here does look very good, and yeah, it looks like we're just gonna stick over onto these comps. I take it back. Cynical is actually gonna switch over to the Zarya, deciding that has been their best matchup.
Oh. A matchup from down under, a matchup. But no, I do want to see Hayden stay on this Farah. I think the Farah into Ryan has been a counter as old as time here. And as I say that, the Sky Farah or the Sky Junkrat has killed the ground Farah. So.
Yeah, that's a good opening to this point here. Cynical, once again, yeah, just trying to build up some charge. They're not too charged yet, as you can see. The beam isn't that thick. Yeah, as you said though, that Farah is just very annoying. It's for a Rhine, for anyone really. The only person who can deal with it is Tempo. So, you know, if you're gonna force their best player to look, their current kill leader to look into the sky, can't look at the rest of your team. So, I think this is a very powerful play for Too Easy.
Yeah, now we see Kevin back onto the Echo. He's looking to take that Sky duel. Not pocketed by Mercy Keeley here, though. But Crumbs is also out of shield and out of time here on the point as Cynical Cake is trying to force the issue.
Yeah, Cynical Cake trying to force the issue there. Crumbs managed to stay alive by like the skin of their teeth. There comes a Kitsune rush onto Cynical Cake, and that'll should be the go button there. Crumbs going full aggro, and we'll pay for it, I think. Yeah, as there comes a great grab. Beat in response to keep them alive, but I think that should be the death of both Crumbs and Geo. But I lied. Geo managed to come out of there, and Hayden managed to get just health line.
Geo was like 10 HP away from Ajaxing that beat. That I know it's always terrifying to use beat inside of the grab, because that animation is just too long while people are staring at you. Able to get it off in between the rockets and keep his team in that fight. And actually, that beat looks like it kind of won them the round almost.
I think it did. I think you're 100% correct there. I don't think they can really do anything now. There's going to be a shatter here from Crumbs. Not even. That was gameplay right there at the end there from Crumbs. Just trying to push Gibet off the point, misses it, turns around, shatters the ground while Gibet's body flies to the high heavens. Great play, but yeah, I think that does come down there to that beat from Geo. Yeah, a very, very clutch beat that almost went wrong. And I think if he had Ajax that, it would have been a very different fight.
Well, that's the other thing is Zarya on control's always been a little suspect because you're only gonna get the one grab, right? Where Lucio's gonna get 2 or 3 beats, but Zarya's gonna get 1 grab per round, really, especially when it's 100-0 like that. So you got one shot, one opportunity, you know, and they weren't able to capitalize on it thanks to Geo's beat. It is big there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm glad. I thought we were gonna get a Rhine matchup here for a second. I was very excited, but. Nah, it looks like we're gonna get the Rhine into the old battle cattle here from Crumbs.
Interesting. Yeah, I was gonna say Cynical Cake looks like he thinks this Rhine is looking like a bit of fun. Maybe this is what he's been missing the whole night. But yeah, we will see pretty much. Actually, sorry, just another thing to point out. If this is the comps that are gonna come through, right? We have now almost like a switch over of what's happened. We've got Cynical and Hayden on the Rhine Junk, and Crumbs and Kevin on the Orisa Echo. Very interesting switch up.
Yeah, no. If you took the names off these teams, I would say they're the opposite teams. It's interesting, but we're also gonna see 2easy go straight to the point, try to get that Rhine shield up, and not let go of this point.
Yeah, not let go of the point, and we will see Aimbot Kevin taking out Hayden, deciding that they are the only person allowed to play Junk. Please get out of my lobby. We will see Geo as well taking out Firefly, which is a very big point here. Cynical Cake flies into the backline, I think forgets that you can cancel the pin now on Reinhardt, and looks like they'll be resetting off the map there. There you go. And that looks like another fight win there for Contributos very comfortably.
Yeah, that's a... Yeah, we haven't seen too much Reinhardt out from Cynical Cake. He's still working it out a bit. But I'm surprised those Sim turrets weren't able to do more. But, Sim into the Orisa, where Orisa can just gold and take out those turrets very easily. It's a tough matchup sometimes. But now we are going to see Hayden over to that Hanzo and give over to the Sojourn.
Yeah, the Sojourn, this is kind of been their bread and butter so far. We say that as Aimbot Kevin and Tempo taking out the Lucio and the Orisa respectively, and that'll just be a little fight reset. I think here both teams just vying for a bit of position. Hayden on the flank looking for a pick, and that'll just be kind of them walking to the next fight.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little bit of a wing and a prayer here from 2easy, just hoping Hayden can find his shots. But as Hayden's on the other side of the map trying to find a shot, and Cynical just got ran over. They speed boosted and Crumbs just turned into a bulldozer.
Yeah, I was expecting Crumbs there to Terra Surge with the aggression that he showed. And then I looked down, the ult charge was like 70%. I was like, excuse me, this just doesn't really add up. Sir, I'd like a refund on this move. It's not the one I ordered.
But yeah, we're going to see 2easy take a new route here. They're going to go around their perspective from to the right side coast side to try to take.
Yeah, try to take the point. It looks like they are just going to go there as Crumble decides that Hayden's had enough of long-range poking. You came back to your team. That was your mistake. Good luck. Geo is running really, really low here, but healed up there from some fantastic work by Crumble. Great synergy by the supports. As Tempo and Aimbot Kevin once again clean up the fight there. Hayden unfortunately has not been allowed to play this round.
Yeah, I know they've shut down the star player from 2easy here. It's looked a little rough, but also Geo, great movement on the Lucio, great movement on the Mercy tonight. Being very hard to kill and living through a lot.
Yeah, living through a lot, and that was a very dominant showing there from Couch Potatoes. That last map, especially, overall a very close scrim, but Couch Potatoes on Nepal are looking that looked dominant.
I think it might be Couch Potatoes on control here too after they dominated Lijiang Tower as well. You know, it might be a control issue. You know, they might have a little bit of that San Francisco shock in them. Not struggling on control a bit, you know.
Yeah, they're struggling a bit on control. Maybe that is how it is. You know, the shock, the shock effect, mayhaps. It will see the team.
Too Easy played them really close on King's Row. They tied them on Dorado. You know, we played, and Circuit Royale was a very close map as well. That was a nail biter at the end.
Yeah, it looks like the teams are done with the scrim for tonight. So that'll be the final score at a nice even 3-3 for the teams. 3-2? 2-2?
One's a tie.
Okay, so 2-2 with a tie. Well, yeah. So like straight up a very even scrim. Really good showing there. Fantastic finish off there from Couch Potatoes. At a good start as well. You know, really got the momentum. Too Easy brought it back a little bit, and then a strong finish there from Couch Potatoes. But I think a lot to be said for Too Easy for being able to pick themselves up after going down at the start, and yeah, looking really good.
Yeah, absolutely. It looks like we're gonna have a couple player interviews coming up here from, I believe, Couch Potatoes.
Yeah, for sure. But before we get into that, just a reminder, maybe an announcement for those who don't know. There is a tournament happening this weekend. It is the Arena Masters Division. As far as I can remember, I can read. Hold on. The Arena Masters Division. Yes. A couple teams, $100 prize on the line, and that will be happening this Saturday and Sunday on Arena 51. Starting at I think 1 p.m. CET, and yeah, please join. Sorry, 12:30. I was close. CET.
There we go.
And yeah, please come join in the fun. We'll have live casters, games, interviews. It'll be a great time.
Yeah,
and,
I know I'll be in chat for those. Hopefully, if the time zones work out.
I'd love to have you here. So yeah, while and on that note, let's bring in Crumble and Gio from the Couch Potatoes.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello there.
How's it going, gamers?
Good, thank you. You guys looked like you had a lot of fun there. This is the obviously the support line from Couch Potatoes. We were complimenting your Mercy early on, Jira. Luau seems to think that you're a great kitten. Can you give us a meow?
Oh my god! Did someone pay you to say that? I swear to God, the amount of kitten, I won't swear,
It's been too much.
kitten stuff that I've had to put up with in the last month of my team. I swear,
It's okay.
I'm a dog person. I will whiff before I meow.
Bark, Gio.
Sorry, I had to do it.
That's good.
That was fun.
Yeah, your check's in the mail. Don't worry.
Thank you. It was nerd fun. He paid me to do it.
First
Yeah,
pass.
tell us, give us a quick overview of that scrim, guys. How did you enjoy it, start to finish?
It was honestly, I think it started out a little bit. We were clearly very experimenting a lot of the time. We didn't have our tank player Nico, this scrim, but it was still interesting. We experimented a little bit, mainly with the back line. I don't, as you might have noticed. So normally I'm the flex support player, so normally I play Kiriko and Gio's on the Lucio. We experimented a little bit with Ana Kiriko. We played a bit of Bap Zen on what's the Circle Royale.
Yeah.
So we are looking to switch things up, but it is definitely fun to hop back onto the Kiriko Lucio at towards the end. We start hopping back onto it. It's something we practice quite a lot. Yeah, just kind of fun out, figuring out what works for us, what feels good.
Oh, nice. I'm interested then if you are trying out the Ana, why does Gio not play the Ana in that situation? For interesting.
Basically, Crumble's just a better Ana.
And he's a flex support.
Yeah, and he's the flex support, and we were just thinking about it. It just makes more sense for Crumble to play the Ana because even historically, in old Couch Potato times, Crumble has played Ana in the past. So
On the main support role, actually, back in the day. So
yes, basically, Crumble was the main support that can't play Mercy.
Yes.
I see.
Oh, me too.
Yeah.
Me too, fam. I know. I feel
hell yeah. Preach to the choir. Let's go.
it. Oh man, all my ranked teammates hate me so much. I will play anything but Mercy. Do
Yep.
not make me.
Not usually a problem for Pleasant rank. A lot of people don't like Mercy, but you know, here we are. So yeah, you say obviously not your main tank, but I mean guys looked like you had some fantastic synergy. Nerdfight and I were commenting on it pretty much all the way through the match. Especially Tempo just being able to follow up a lot on Crom's dives and abilities and that. Would you guys say like the comm structure in your team is really good, or in general, or is Crom's just like a really good ringer?
It's a really good ringer, to be fair.
Yeah. Crom was a good ringer. In terms of comms, our coach is Sam, so you might know them from AC, the WoW.
Yeah.
So we have a great coach, and the main thing that he's been saying to us recently is about comms and following up with the tank and stuff. So it's something that we've been focusing on a lot. So I'm glad you noticed. That makes us very happy.
Yeah, I mean, Nico normally is kind of the core mid-fight comms a lot of the time. Like, he's the one who normally calls out. So it is weird not to hear him, target calling. But yeah, I feel like we do have a pretty... We know the structure. Whether we adhere to it all the time or not is a different question. But we do know what we should be doing. That's what counts.
Yes, which is the important part, really.
Yeah, no, because I could almost see you guys set up fights very, very well. Whereas, like, that's clearly a calm structure that's happening in between fights. There's a lot of good communication there. I am curious if you guys have any thoughts on like the Junkrat versus the Echo, and like when you guys switch around that projectile player.
So, Kevin is or was a Junkrat one trick.
You can probably say is. That's okay.
A Rowan, a Rowan type,
But they've been playing lots of other things and like really expanding their DPS pool recently. So obviously Echo's one of them, and preparing for the chance that we put him on Tracer rather than Tempo, if ever, because Tempo's cracked.
It's absolutely cracked.
Yeah, I think the main issue is when they had that Pharah. The Pharah really like controlled a lot of their fights. They were very good at playing around their Pharah, and we just had a lot of issues dealing with it. We tried to bring out the Echo, and it would sometimes work and sometimes not work. It was kind of back and forth, but they were very good. They're a good team.
Yeah, for sure. Have you guys scrimmed them before, or is it too easy just around?
We have scrimmed Firefly before. I believe their flex support, right? Was on a team called Elysium, which was kind of almost a scrim partner of Couch Potatoes for a while. We'd have weekly scrims on Thursday. Yeah, so we, obviously like a little team friend there.
Nice.
Yeah, it was nice to see some new faces as well as an old face from Elysium. It was quite nice.
Nice, man. So, let's give us a quick start off with a bit of summary. Do you guys want to give any shout outs to? Actually, before we do that, if you had to pick, that's for both your team and the enemy team, who would you pick as like team MVPs? You can't say yourself. Sorry,
take the floor.
It's hard to choose for our team because everyone really pitched in. I'm gonna go uncouth, and I'm going to say our coach Sam is.
Oh, boring.
That's right. I'm a teacher's pet.
My vote goes to Kevin. He kept me entertained the whole game. That was a lot of fun to watch. A good Sky tire is always exciting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then for the enemy team should be.
Yeah,
easier.
what are you thinking for the enemy team? Yeah, for too easy here.
Probably Hayden Olna, because
he went off on Circuit Royale.
Yeah, they really popped off.
Yeah. That was the Hanzo player, right?
Yeah.
And
the projectile / tracer player.
Watching him go up against Kevin on Junkrat was so much fun on King's Row.
Oh my god.
That was silly times.
have you chosen people, Crumble, or?
Oh no. Well, I kind of want to give Too Easy MVP to Firefly just because it was partly because it was just nice to see to see them around again, and also like they are very difficult to catch in the Kiriko. Like super solid. Like a lot of the times their Orisa was just staying alive. Oh no, what map was it? It was. Yeah, there were just some moments where it's like we could not kill their Orisa. I think it was on King's Row on our first defense. Like that Orisa did not die. Like the Suzu time was perfect and like the positioning was really good. I felt a bit pressured from the enemy, from Firefly as well. So like really good Kiriko play. It's nice to as a when you're playing Kiriko, it's nice to go up against another competent Kiriko and like you guys have a bit of back and forth, like almost like a Widow, but like bit toned back. A
little bit of thieves' honor, so to speak.
Yeah, exactly. And for our team, I gotta give it to Kevin. Kind of expanding on what Gio said a little bit. I think it's been really impressive to see his hero pool kind of expand. And when we experiment with like Reaper, he was doing well on that. And Echo obviously is one that he's picked up and is like super impressive to watch, and is definitely one that is gonna probably be important in the near future.
Jail. Whenever your teammate says that, you're going to jail. Echo jail.
Okay.
All right, and for a shout out, I'm going to use that time to talk about why Couch Potatoes is back together.
Okay, and that's all the time we have had from
Bro.
Man, I think my goldfish is drowning. I gotta go.
I gotta go save him, man.
Oh, brother.
Oh, brother.
Come on, Couch Potatoes, Gio. Give us the runner. Why are you back?
Anyway, at the start of last year, we had a big change. We had everyone basically move off of their main role, and we kind of plateaued and we kind of stopped, and the energy kind of dissipated. But we are back, not to bring back the Couch Potatoes that A51 remembers.
Oh yeah.
But the A51, sorry, the Couch Potatoes. The Couch Potatoes that I remember is the Couch Potatoes that is the underdog team. That is the little plat team that could. A little bit of a story for you. In a bronze to diamond tournament, Couch Potatoes joined in. And they were a little plat team, right? And there was diamond teams in there. And there was teams that SCRIM Masters. And we got to the grand MF finals. Baby, and we were the little plat team that gave it to them, and that was the energy that sparked everything. That's where I found myself as a main tank. We found ourselves as a team. It inspired Nico to scrim. It's that tournament's energy. We're bringing it back to the potatoes. We're growing strong in the form this weekend in the Arena Masters division. Keep your eyes out, because for the little diamond team now that could, we're going to take it again to the finals, and we're going to win this time. We are the underdogs that are going to go over, and the future of Couch Potatoes is an underdog, but it is a bright future, let me tell you.
Slay.
I got some mascots for you guys here. We've got Beatrice and I think it was Chicky. They're the names. They're chilling out. They can chill on my shoulders here. If I can balance them, probably not. But we're just gonna show them on screen here. They can chip at Couch Potatoes. So
awesome.
you have to win now. You can't disappoint your fans.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, I mean, I think we've got a really good new positive attitude. You know, that passion. That passion is definitely back.
New logo too.
New logo, yeah, and there will be something else to show off on for the tournament as well.
Is that a leak?
Maybe.
It's not a leak. It's what's it? A tease.
It's a spring onion. It's not a leak. It's a spring onion.
It's a spring onion.
Okay, and you're done. Okay. Okay. Thanks so much, guys. That was really fun. Thank you for coming to join us here. And congrats on the scrim. That was a lot of fun to watch.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah,
wishing you guys the best in the tournament and everything too.
Yeah, for sure.
Hells yeah. Catch you guys later. Bye.
See you. Bye. Do you have anything more to add there, Notfun?
No, this has been fun. I can't wait to do this some more with you guys, and it's been a blast.
Yeah, for sure. Great scrim. Great return for me and for my fellow caster over here. This has been a scrim between Couch Potatoes and Too Easy Skyfall. I may or may not have tweaked the scoreboard, so the Couch Potatoes have now won, but we'll ignore that. Thank you very much for joining us this evening. I have been Frosty, this is Nerdfighter, and we will see you in the next one.